In this life, we face some tribulation, but we not back down, we full of determination. Them might try to hold us back, but we not stop the motion. We keep on fighting, yeah, we keep on pushing. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. You know the journey rough, but we not give up. Our heart full of fire, we spirit tough. We face challenges, but we staying tough. We staying strong, we not take no bluff. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. You know the journey rough, but we not give up. Our heart full of fire, we spirit tough. We face challenges, but we staying tough. We staying strong, we not take no bluff. So when the road get rocky, we not fret. We chant a prayer, we not forget. Rise up and conquer, we not take no threat. We keep on fighting, we not let them get. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. We chanting praises, we ain't got no quit. We rise up and conquer, we ain't got no quit. No matter the struggles, we ain't got no quit. We keep on fighting, we ain't got no quit. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. We chanted praises, we ain't got no quit. We rise up and conquer, we ain't got no quit. No matter the struggles, we ain't got no quit. We keep on fighting, we ain't got no quit. So when the road get rocky, we not fret. We chant a prayer, we not forget. Rise up and conquer, we not take no threat. We keep on fighting, we not let them get. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. We chanting praises, we ain't got no quit. We rise up and conquer, we ain't got no quit. No matter the struggles, we ain't got no quit. We keep on fighting, we ain't got no quit. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. We chanted praises, we ain't got no quit. We rise up and conquer, we ain't got no quit. No matter the struggles, we ain't got no quit. We keep on fighting, we ain't got no quit. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. You know the journey rough, but we not give up. Our heart full of fire, we spirit tough. We face challenges, but we staying tough. We staying strong, we not take no bluff. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. You know the journey rough, but we not give up. Our heart full of fire, we spirit tough. We face challenges, but we staying tough. We staying strong, we not take no bluff. So when the road get rocky, we not fret. We chant a prayer, we not forget. Rise up and conquer, we not take no threat. We keep on fighting, we not let them get. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. We chanting praises, we ain't got no quit. We rise up and conquer, we ain't got no quit. No matter the struggles, we ain't got no quit. We keep on fighting, we ain't got no quit. We ain't got no quit, she's in our soul. We keep on striving to reach our goal. Rise up and conquer, we warriors old. In this battle we are stand up, we will uphold. We chanted praises, we ain't got no quit. We rise up and conquer, we ain't got no quit. No matter the struggles, we ain't got no quit. We keep on fighting, we ain't got no quit.
Oh shit. I got damn mad. That wasn't supposed to happen. Hello everyone. I was about to come up and say hello. Yeah, monetization. Damn it. I monetized myself. Hi Sparkle, thank you. Come on up, Gavel and Tracy. It'll be awesome to have you up here. Hello Mark, Joanna, good to see you. Tigy Girl, hello, Gavel Geeks. And I think Tracy's hanging around somewhere. And Highland Boy. Technically Podry Dr. Russell's goat. You need to put your name back shorter again now. This is all over. Bella, Jenny 10, Quizzical's here, Mag Pot. Let me see who else. Oh, of course, Supermod Kevy's with us. Mel D, hello, it's Tone. Definitely an Australian, you bloody beauty. It's what we say in Australia. Elena, sorry. Cat's Eye. All right, I think we got everyone, did we? Second, fifth, Z and fifth. I can never work out how to say your name, but hello, thanks for joining us. I think we're all there, aren't we? And Anne, hello. This is like romper room. Christine Fortunato, just hang about. We got a whole range of guests, and then we'll do some chatters come up and say hello. But I have, hopefully, don't want to make promises I can't keep, but I did put an invitation out for Microdots to join us for at least 5 minutes and say hello. He and I have been working in the background on things, you know. So if he's got time and he's not already spoken for, he might come up and say hello. I also got Tommy coming up shortly, Gavel Geeks, Tracy. Oh my God, I've got a list, okay? As to when everyone can make it here, it will be great to celebrate with you all. Thank you, Tracy. That's okay. He's here. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right. Let me send you the link. He's here. At least come up and say hello, buddy. Hang on, let me... I did send you the link, didn't I? Yes, I sent you the link in X. If you just come up and you don't have to put the camera on, you can just say like hello, like I do with with a avatar. I usually have an avatar, but today it's a photo. So he's the absolute freaking legend. Exactly. Jen the Couch Fairy, how's it going? No, I can't speak. Okay. All right. Well, everyone will find out that you're not that sexy English voice that we're all listening to on your channel. No, I actually understand where you're coming from, but thank you for calling in. Much appreciated. Oh, thank you, Couch Fairy. I'm not sure that I made as big a splash as some of the other creators, especially Microdots. For those who don't know, much of the 3D work that we saw during or throughout the trial was Microdots work. So But he's also got a terrific channel, which I'm going to play something on his channel. Since he's here, I'm sure we have his permission. But let's play it. And also I'm going to post his link for anybody who hasn't already subscribed over there to please go over and do it. So let's get this on the screen first. Did I share it? Yep, I shared the right one. Waha. All right. This is a clip by Microdots.
Was pointed in this direction, heading south on Fairview Road, and they want us to believe.
They were perfectly content when the Norfolk DA's office, the Massachusetts State Police, and the Albert family controlled the narrative, each vouching for the others, reinforcing their shared version of events. Then something miraculous happened. With only her close friends and family by her side, she had the bravery to stand up to the machine, climbing back from hell, out from the grave they had dug for her. And with the help of a fearless journalist, inspired the multitudes to stand with her.
Wow. It's freaking brilliant. And I got a mixture between feeling emotional again and goosebumps and everything all at once. That was friggin' awesome. Let me pin. Oh shoot, where are we? Let me pin Microdot's channel to the chat so you all can find it. I've got to find my way there, sorry. All right. my gosh, I think I'll just have to do this. I'm going to pin that video, but please like the video and also hit the subscribe button while you're there. So I will pin that in chat so we don't lose it. For everyone to go look at it. So thank you for that, Microdots. Like I said, I'm in between goosebumps, feeling emotional again, and elated, and everything in between. Like, oh, man, I just can't believe. I can't believe where we're at. As I said to you before, I had zero faith that we could end up where we are, but fuck me, here we are. Like, here we are, right? Crazy town. I'm not crying, you're crying. We all are. We all are. We've all been bawling all morning. And I was actually fine until I saw Karen hugging Liza, and then that was it. That was the end of me. Broke down. It was the end of me. But I understood everything that they were expressing at that moment. Like, we think we've been through it. We ain't even been in that courtroom and, you know, going through the motions, so to speak. So yeah, I completely I completely felt all of that. So yeah. Let me just put in the chat one more time for Gavel Geeks to come and join us. Invite, and then we'll bring Kevy up to say a quick hello as well while Gavel Geeks is here. I know he hangs out in Gavel Geeks chat. There's the stream link, Gavel Geeks. Lon Solo, if you're in the chat, there's the link for you. We'll get through the channel guests first, and then we will invite all the chat to come and say hi. I think we all are. Hey, Boda Bob and Sparkle and the Buffet Zone and Minnie and Linda. Oh my gosh, so many people joined. Kez Chick, hello. So many people joined while I was over there on that other page watching Microdots. Karen Reed is free. Oh man, what a great result. In freaking deed. Yannetti, look, the look on Yannetti's face when he came out of that courtroom. Oh my God, that was the best thing. That was the best thing to see, wasn't it? All right, let me see. Absolutely, Boda Bob. Absolutely. Like there was so much. Hello, Gavel Geeks. How are you? Jenny, can you hear us?
I can. I was making sure all my stuff was turned off over here.
Cool.
Oh my
How are
gosh.
you?
I'm a puddle.
I know I was there while you were puddling, and I was puddling
Oh.
with you.
I just can't believe it. I was in a meeting when it came in, and I was up on Tracy's panel, but I was muted out and not listening. When I came back, I was like, "What happened? What happened?" Oh my God. So I'm so excited. I can't believe it.
But
And
that false start had me so mad that
I know.
I was like, that bitch she just didn't want to read it out at 2:27, because that's exactly what time it was going to happen. That's when she said, yeah, I'm not going to read it. It was 2:27 in Dedham. I'm
Well,
sure of
we
it.
all know there was a verdict at 2:27, so
Right. Even
we
though
could.
she didn't read it, we knew.
I was just, she wasn't even upset about the OUI at all. Karen wasn't like, it's almost like she didn't hear it. She was just like, okay, that's fine. And Yannetti crying and Jackson was crying at one point, and it's just a lot, a lot. I can imagine the amount, the weight that's off of her now, off of all of them.
Yeah. Not only, Bob, did they expect it, they actually sent texts back and forth saying that.
Oh, did they really?
Did you catch that in,
No.
I think it was Jen McCabe's text exchange with her family? It was, I can't remember the words exactly, but it was something like, if she takes the plea, if she pleads out, it'll be fine, but if she doesn't, it's going to be a headache, basically, was the
Oh,
text exchange. You missed that.
well, now we get to focus on what really happened to John.
That's exactly right. Now we get to justice for John.
Yeah, that's next, and I'm afraid, I know that we'll lose a lot of the support there, and not by bad, anything bad about anybody, but it just I know a lot of people were just so invested in Karen's story and what's going on with Karen, but I do believe that it's just as important that we keep working to try to figure out what actually happened. I know I'm
Right.
gonna.
Let me tell you a little secret about the civil trial. They got a hope in hell because she won this. Because she won the criminal trial, they got a hope in hell of proving anything in the civil trial. It ain't going
Yeah,
nowhere.
I looked at that. It's a little strange. They're saying like she was visibly intoxicated and they still served her. That's the CF McCarthy's in Waterfall part of
Yeah.
it. I was just looking at that. Um, that's ridiculous. They've got testimony from multiple people who were there who did not. She says say that she did not seem drunk. She wasn't stumbling or slurred speech or red eyed. None of that was
Hmm.
present. So how are you suing the bars that serve them?
Yep, it's interesting. But like I said, they've got a hope in hell of getting anything off the ground now that she's been found innocent of
Yeah,
everything except OUI. So ain't going to happen because it's a wrongful death suit. It's not an overserved at the bar suit. So
right. I
look,
agree.
this is the statement from the McAlberts. And of course, someone who sent it to me sent a message back to them on it, which I decided to show that instead of their actual statement because I liked it better. And I don't even want to read it out loud, but it's just like, fuck off, Jen.
I mean, that's there's just no and I understand they believe that she did it. Some of them do. But I think everybody except for Carrie possibly knows that she didn't do it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they proved it. It's science. It's physics. They proved that he was not hit with a vehicle. So what's next? Right?
Justice for John is what's next. Whoever smacked him in the head
Yes.
has got theirs coming to him. I don't know who it was. None of us do, but someone's got to go looking, right? Now that we're at this point, someone's got to go looking. I don't know
Yeah,
if
and
it's the DA or if it's the feds. Who's going to do the looking?
well, I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that it wasn't that it was an accident for he just accidentally, like the dog knocked him backward or something, in the backyard even. There's a lot of different possibilities there and because the Commonwealth has been so dishonest with the presentation of information and the um, holding back of information as well, it's almost impossible at this point for us to know, what actually happened. But I believe they know. I do
I
believe they
believe
know.
the feds do know. I don't believe anyone else cares to know, but I do
Right.
believe the feds know. I think they have a finger on it, but what can they do? All the evidence has been destroyed, so what now?
Right.
How can they bring charges against anybody? The house is gone, the concrete got ripped up. I don't know.
Well, Karen
Is it
has
a
the carpet. She has the
right? Is it a
carpet in a,
she does.
I'm sorry, a temperature controlled storage.
I don't know, that the carpet was mainly from the stairs and like going upstairs into the house. Most of the downstairs was tiles and flooring, but
Oh, she
I
doesn't
don't
have it
know.
from the basement then. Okay, gotcha. I didn't know. I didn't know that. So you have
Right.
pictures inside the garage.
I don't know what the feds do have. Like, I know they came into the investigation very early in the piece, so they've obviously got more than Morrissey ever tried to get, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I was listening to Michael Easter with that interview on Justice Serve TV yesterday, and he seems to think that there's more evidence that they can collect. Like he knows that there's more key evidence that could be collected, and whether or not anyone's inclined to go collect it is another thing. But he seems to think there is more evidence there.
I would agree with that. I believe that there is. And I mean, I I don't know. I mean, they could confiscate a Jeep, perhaps, you know, that might still have something there. Because he kind of, uh, I call him beanbag, but Brian Higgins, he kind of strikes me as a not extremely neat person, clean person. So
Right.
that's
Microdots is
possible.
so funny. He posted he posted McAlbert's release a statement from an undisclosed location in Mexico.
That's awesome. I was curious too, like, so a lot of the people, like microdots, have been essential in this case, and explaining it to people so that they can understand what's happening. Do you know if he intends to continue with other cases where it seems that they're trying to convict someone who's innocent?
Who
Or was
Microdots?
this, yeah, or was this just personal? I know I've heard that it was personal for him.
It was
So,
personal because he was friends with John O'Keefe. I don't
um,
think so. I don't think he's got any designs. I mean, look, the guy is so talented and so clever with the
I
3D
know.
stuff that he should be hiring himself out. There's a niche market for it. I think he should be doing it, but I don't know that
Yeah.
he's inclined to. If he's still in the chat, tell us, Richie.
I would
We're
just
keen
love
to
that
find
'cause,
out.
we've been, following Charles, for coming up on 2 decades at this point, me and a group of my friends. Um, we've even in a few cases been able to help, uh, lawyers with information, that we found. Um, I would love to see that. It happens more often than we think, that people are railroaded, and a lot of people don't have the resources that thankfully Karen had, at least for a while, right?
Well,
Um,
she didn't
to
even
be
have
able
them. I'm
to,
pretty sure we all did that.
yeah, I agree. But
Mm.
the attention, Turtle Boy brought a lot of attention to her case. And I've said before, I don't necessarily agree with all of his tactics. I don't think he's a bad person because of it. I understand everybody has their own lines, right, about what they will and will not do, or what they feel is right. Um, but I think it's extremely necessary to have Aidens in the world, and I'm
Absolutely.
grateful
There's a lot of
to
people
him.
that don't like him, but I wouldn't have I wouldn't have perked up and taken those. Well, two people got me interested. Aiden getting chucked in jail and Tracy covering it.
Hmm.
If Tracy hadn't have covered, she was doing the voice readbacks of the police reports. That's what got
Oh,
me into us.
me too.
Right. So if it wasn't for Tracy and for Total Boy,
Deeds.
which is I think And Deets, right? And Total Boy getting tossed in jail. That's what perked up my ears. I was like, shit's
Mm-hmm.
going, shit's going on, like in the corrupt sphere of the world when someone's getting thrown in jail for reporting on something like this. So then I tuned in to Deets and Tracy reading over the reports, and then that was it.
I was there
I
too.
hadn't.
I I didn't know the case yet. They pulled me in, and I read Lucky's interview with Mechanic and Proctor, and I read Lucky's part, and it kind of got me sucked in. From that point, I was like, "What? This is crazy. Why aren't they talking to him? Like, why did it take so long?" And of course, Tracy and Deeds had all this information already, and so they were able to answer some of my questions. But um, it was just like from that point, I haven't stopped. So it's amazing.
Right, right. Um, uh, sorry, so I just saw something that made me confused. How about you tell everyone
Okay.
what your channel is, so that because there's people asking who's the other lady, please.
Oh,
So
I'm so
tell everyone.
sorry.
That's all right. Tell
I'm
everyone about your
little.
channel so they know.
I'm little. I have a channel called Gavel Geeks, and we just cover trials and cases there. It's been silent for a while. I was very involved in Summer Wells case, and got very disheartened by a lot of the way people are, just for the way humanity is sometimes. Um, so there's not I haven't done a lot of stuff there recently, but Tracy and I have a channel together um, called Gavel Chasers. That was a channel of hers, and we started using it for the retrial. And then we've also done covered Lori Vallow and another case, Megan Jackson. We intend to cover a lot more cases there. So that's usually where I am. So it's
Yep.
called Gavel Chasers because we're gavel geeks and chasing truth. So we combined
Right.
it. Yeah.
So Chasing Truth is the other channel that you should go follow. She I've been watching her for since before I even started my own channel. If you're into true crime, please go along. She does a lot of missing persons stuff. So um, let if you can chase that up for us, Kevy. And also, I'm going to pop Kevy on the stage. You've got your camera on. If you don't want your camera on, Kevy, turn it off. But give us a wave if you're ready to come up. Are you ready to come up? Can't hear you back there.
Really
Hang
quick,
on.
well, Kevin's coming up, and I love Kevin. I met him through you, and I love Lon Solo. He is wonderful. Thank you for uh, introducing them to us.
That was my
I adore
pleasure.
them both.
And
Um, I
he stuck with you guys throughout the rest of the trial from that day forward. So
Yeah, we've seen him, both of them, like every day, and I love it. Lon was even following the Jackson trial with us. I see
haha,
Kevin.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
Hey,
what's that?
Kevin.
Really good to talk to you. How you doing?
Awesome.
That's good. That's good.
Really awesome today.
Yeah, Jenny's channel and Tracy are brilliant. I'm sorry I was so late to the game finding them, but thanks for introducing me, Ozzy.
Oh, we're so happy to meet you guys.
Was my pleasure. I'm glad that you all went over there and subscribed and got some value out of it. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
if you're true crime followers, do go over and I'll just get Chasing's channel up for you. Oh my god.
Oh, Jason. Yeah. Right.
Also, Tracy's done. She started a series that's about corruption in Massachusetts. It's called Before Karen Reed, and
Okay.
it's been excellent so far. If you guys want to look at that series, she's done a fantastic job with that.
I concur, Bob. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. But on the bright side, I did save the rest of the mashups for this particular type of situation where the trial was over. We're done with, stuff, and we need stuff to look at. So I did save the mashups. So we're only up to Jennifer McCabe's testimony and the mashups. Still got those coming out, just so you all know. We still got some
I
stuff
love
to
those,
watch.
Aussie. I love those. I'm so glad that you did those. I
Yeah,
love watching them.
a lot of people enjoy them because it's really difficult to watch, 7 different streams of 7 hours worth of footage. Not a lot of people have time to do that, and so I think that's where having the mashup sort of does that filler in for everybody, so they can hear what everyone's saying without having to watch 7 times 7 hour streams. So a lot of people
Yeah,
appreciated that.
it's a lot. It's a whole lot. Because I missed some of the first trial of Kieran's first trial. I missed some of that, and I've gone back and watched it now. Oh my goodness, that makes me even more want to be more focused now. Be able to focus on what actually happened to John, because you hear even just like Brian Albert Jr. His testimony. It's like, wait a minute, that's not true. And I don't think he had anything to do with it, but why is he not being truthful?
Exactly. A lot of people who did nothing to do with it were lying. And,
Yeah.
and it makes you wonder why. And I agree with you, Lynette. Richie's next project is freeing Turtle Boy. Pretty sure he's
Yes.
well on the road. He got 3 witness intimidation charges dropped already, so I'm pretty sure he's on the road. But you're right, that probably is Richie's next, or Microdots for those who don't know who we're talking about. But yes, sorry for interrupting you there.
No, not at all. And I do. Microdots is amazing, amazing. I see channels a lot of times that start out really great, and then it kind of falls off a little bit. His channel never fell off ever. Not in my opinion, anyway. Other people may feel differently, but
I just got a message that Jason, as in not Haley Warbright, is going to jump on shortly and give us a walk through the crowd
oh
with his
wow,
camera. So he's just having a quick drink and then he'll hit us up. So that'll be nice. Also, Tommy is coming up, I think, shortly to say hello. But he's obviously on boots on the ground as well, so we'll probably get some more from that. My goodness, Julie, it was the best news. And yes, I see Goldfish woke up to the news as well. So I was up at I think it was about 2 a.m. I woke up. So I think it was an hour later was when Bev gave us the bum steer. So I wasn't expecting a verdict today. I thought, well, that's it. We're not getting a verdict today. So obviously, yes, thank you, Kevy, for that. You can turn your microphone on if you would. But Kevy's just giving us a reminder. Do it.
Yeah, just Jason launched a campaign there to get Morrissey to resign. He posted a video there a couple of days ago of him and a crowd outside Morrissey's office.
Yep, we played that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah,
yeah,
I heard the crowd today chanting, Morrissey has to go, or Morrissey needs to resign, or something. I can't remember what they were chanting, or something like that. Joanna, whoops.
They were shouting and bawling at somebody today. They were speculating it was either DePietro or Buchanan as they were leaving the courtroom. But there was, my God, there was some abuse thrown at them.
I don't know what the first verdict was all about, and I don't even know that Karen is even in a headspace where she's even going to raise it. But I do believe that that first verdict is actually in. Whatever it was, it's actually the one that's in. As soon as they sign it, it's in. They can't go, oh yeah, we need a do-over, give it back. But the fact that Bev allowed them to, I actually have a feeling just on that alone, she could probably get the OUI overturned as well. But I don't know that she's inclined to. 1 year probation's a pretty freaking big deal.
I think she'll let sleeping dogs lie. I think it's as close to the best results she could have hoped for. So
Meat Sweats Morrissey has gravy concerns.
Is Swiss Miss dressed her cat? Is her cat dressed like Jessica Hyde on purpose, or is that something else?
Sorry, I miss what you were saying. Oh,
Swiss
Swiss Miss
Miss,
on Jessica Hyde. I get what you're saying.
her head wrap, the cat's head wrap.
Right.
All these
What
people,
was
they just seem so ridiculous now. Well, they did
so
then too.
that first verdict when Bev called everyone in, it was going to be read at 2:27. She said at 2:27, yeah, I'm just going to seal it. But that's what she should have done, is read that verdict. Regardless, she should have read that verdict. But it was going to be read at 2:27. I reckon that's why she didn't read it. I reckon she was just like, yeah, hell no, because Jennifer McCabe was actually sworn in to give her testimony in this trial at 2:27. There was something else that happened at 2:27. What was the
I
other
know, and
thing?
I was like, "Are you kidding me? It just happened this way?"
Right. But I reckon that's all that was about. She just didn't want to read the verdict at 2:27. I'm not sure.
Because that was weird. She said that they knocked and said they don't have a verdict, and then we have a verdict. It was like, wait, what happened here?
I feel like Bev's so full of shit. I don't even want to believe that that's exactly what happened. Because it happened earlier in the day. She said just after lunch, right? And then
Mhm.
at 2:27, she's like, yeah, nah. So, I mean, we all expected shady shit to go down, but let's not dredge up what we don't need to dredge up, because at this point, it's a fucking win.
Oh, it is. It's
And
huge.
imagine if Team Reed hadn't asked for that. Like, I know Bev stuck it in the wrong column, sua sponte, because the Reed team Reed actually were asking for it to be a separate charge, so a fourth charge and standalone on its own. Bev was like, no, I'm going to stick it here. But imagine if they didn't suggest that they do that and Bev didn't jump on it. Like, we would be at a hung jury today.
Oh
So,
gosh, that would be terrible.
right, so it's a good thing that they actually asked for it. Originally, I wasn't sure that they asked for it. I thought Bev said, no, I'm just doing it. But I had to go over it several times to hear what was actually said through the charging conference. And it did end up being Team Reed asked for it. And Bev went, well, I'm sticking it in as a lesser included of charge number 2, which they disagreed with. But imagine if they didn't. Like, holy fuck.
I just looked up. I just looked up that situation about the verdict slip, the first one,
Yeah,
and there is actually case law on it in Massachusetts.
yeah.
Oh,
I looked it
A
up too,
verdict,
and you're right.
a verdict is not officially final or binding until it is announced or read into open court and accepted by the judge.
right.
Commonwealth v. Nettis, the Massachusetts courts confirmed that a verdict is not complete or effective until it is announced in open court and accepted by the trial judge. If a judge rejects a verdict, for example, due to inconsistencies or legal issues, the jury may be sent back for further deliberation.
Hmm.
it's not really worth fighting about, really. I mean, I just feared what would happen if they had not suggested having that extra OUI chucked in there, because we would be at a hung jury again if they hadn't done that.
Yeah.
My brain's just stuck there.
I know it could be very different right now. Yeah.
It could be very different right now. And I was afraid it would be. I was afraid that Bev would cook the jury again. I was terrified that she cooked the jury again, because I remember, who was it? Was it Windy Ass or Coffin Daffy? One of them posted that something was going to go on with the jury today.
Well, I know that the crusty person that hates Aiden, she was posting that all of the jury were free Karen Reed people who lied to get on the jury and all this stuff. And I was like, get out of here.
Right.
Get out of here. That's crazy. I can't remember what her name is. I just remember them calling her that.
Kate Peters.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't even know if I knew her name before that.
She's a piece of work now. She's a piece of work.
Oh, gosh.
She is a piece of work. I just want to put that on the screen so you all could see it.
That's so awesome. I saw people, too, taking photos of her doing that and saying that she was, like, making light of John's death and stuff like that. And I was like, what? No, that means I love you. In ASL, that's not rock and roll.
Like, ASL, you fucking morons.
The thumb in is rock and roll.
The what?
Thumb out is love.
The thumb in is rock and roll. Yep, you're right.
Thumb out is love.
Well, I remember hearing it. I'm thinking it was Dio for some reason. I could be wrong about that, but that he the reason that even started was him doing that to for his grandmother to tell her he loved her. And that may be a urban legend.
Somebody did it saying they loved their mother.
Yeah.
I remember when Karen first did it, it was a big deal. Everyone was like, what does she mean? And I was like, it's ASL, you dickheads. It's easy.
No.
It took ages for everyone to cotton on that it was ASL. I was like, yeah, she teaches at uni. She knows ASL.
Well, you know, what's interesting too, so like with the jury questions and stuff, when they were asking about the clips, right? Because I've been outraged about the clips the entire time, because I understand they're her words. They were not coerced. They were made voluntarily. They're legitimately admissible. I completely get that. But the way that they were admitted, or the way that they were presented to the jury, first of all, was extremely tacky, in my opinion, number one. And number two, they were out of context. Like, almost all of them were out of context. So they were playing like partial sentences in some cases. Like, he was cutting her off mid-sentence in some cases.
Right.
I don't understand how that was allowed. I don't. And I missed the arguments about it or something, but that doesn't make sense to me at all.
I actually read some of those posts today, Joanna. I was disgusted. They're like, if she walks, we're doing it ourselves. That kind of message.
What?
Yeah.
There were reports
God.
that there was a lot of threats made immediately after the trial on X and stuff. But whether it's true or not, I didn't see it confirmed. But I wouldn't be surprised.
I saw one before the jury came back. And it was that angry. It was that angry. What's his name? Angry. Can't think of his fucking handle now. Gregory, just letting this sink in. Yeah, it's a lot. I was speechless for at least 20 minutes. I went over to Tracy's channel. Gavel Geek's channel. I was speechless the whole time. And she's like bawling. I'm bawling. I didn't know what to even write in chat. We were all just bawling. No
Yeah, when
chance,
we were over
Brennan
at
or Bev.
Tracy's,
They may not.
I couldn't stop crying. It's overwhelming.
It was overwhelming. Perry, I don't know that they'll face scrutiny, but you know what they're not going to get? They're not going to be keeping their jobs. Morrissey's going to be out, and along with the
You think?
Bev and the boat she rode in on.
Do you think?
My
See, I don't
regards.
think Bev can go, and I think anything that they could do to get her out of there would take longer than the amount of time that she has left until forced
She's
retirement.
appointed. She's appointed,
Mhm.
though. That
Yeah,
means
I don't
that
think there's
she's.
anything to do about it.
That
It's
means that
lifetime
she.
appointment.
So no one can be appointed in her role. Is that what you're saying? If somebody else wins over DA Morrissey, nobody else could be appointed in her role.
Right, there's a lot that goes into that to be able to remove a justice that's been appointed for life. I it is, because I read up some on this because I wanted to know, is she close to forced retirement? That'd be great. She's still got, like, 4.5 years before she has to retire. A
Right.
little over that, actually, I think. No, less than 4.5. But I don't understand. I mean, that drives me crazy. Like, I can't even understand how that's okay, but it is. I know it is for the Supreme Court. Of course, we all know they're lifetime appointments, but I didn't realize, like, a superior court judge in Massachusetts is a lifetime appointment. So she knows. She had that comfort of knowing she's not going anywhere.
Oh man, it just makes me so hot under the collar. Hey,
Mhm.
Lon Solo, get your ass up here, buddy. Come up here. I sent out invitations to pretty much everyone who has ever appeared on my channel, and to come up and celebrate with us, say hello and whatever. There's the link, Lon Solo. Get your ass up here. She's got 5 years left, Michelle. Jesus Christ. See, it just makes me so fucking
Mhm.
mad that there's nothing we can do. I was in the area of, like, it could be good if she could be, if Morrissey gets voted, or Morrissey doesn't win the next election, someone else does, and they're making appointments, then they just reappoint Bev's position to somebody else. That's what I was
No.
hoping.
Yeah, they can't do that. Is only when there's an open position that can they appoint someone,
Yeah.
sadly. But yeah, I mean, they can get rid of her, but it goes through higher courts and it takes a long time. And higher courts appear to be very hesitant to
Yeah.
do anything with other judges. So it doesn't mean they won't. It just means it takes time and it's very
You see,
difficult to do.
I've heard that she can be impeached too, Tracy, and I don't know how that works. Like, I know how it works when it comes to people in, oh gosh, she's not in office. I don't know how it works with judges. I know it works with people who are in office.
Let's
Who's
see what
going to
would
impeach
take.
her? The people, Joanna. The people.
Well, you
Let's
also
see.
understand impeachment doesn't mean you're removed from office. Impeachment means that you're impeached. You know what I mean? Because, like, if a president is impeached, it doesn't mean they're removed from office if it's a
Right.
successful impeachment. So I don't know what it takes.
Uh, I don't exactly understand how it works with a judge. Like, I guess we all seen it work with a president, didn't we? He didn't
Oh,
get
yeah,
thrown out of office. So,
right.
see,
When they go,
the impeachment part is, it's two parts. You need to be voted to be impeached by,
mhm,
the Senate, I guess. I forget what you call it. But you
the
also need to
the
go
House
through
and
the
the
little,
Senate.
right, the House and the Senate, and then, but you also need to go through this little trial thing where you
Mhm.
get found guilty and then you get booted out of office. And that's what
Yep.
people got wrong with Trump, that yes, the Senate was obviously going to impeach him. The House and the Senate were obviously going to do that, but he was never going to lose the trial part because they didn't have any evidence.
So
Um,
in Massachusetts, it looks like the House of Representatives can impeach a judge for misconduct and maladministration in their offices. That means the House can initiate impeachment proceedings if they believe a judge has engaged in serious wrongdoing related to to their judicial duties or has brought disrepute to the office. A simple majority vote in the House is needed to impeach, meaning a majority of the members present, so on
so
and so
that's
forth.
the
And then,
Massachusetts House of Representatives. It's state level, right?
correct,
Yeah.
correct. And then the trial happens in the Senate. So if the House votes to impeach, it moves to the Senate for a trial. Um, the Massachusetts Senate acts as a court for impeachment trials, with all members sworn to truly and impartially try to determine the charge in question according to the evidence. 2/3 majority. So they have to have just a simple majority just to have them impeached from the House. But in the Senate, there has to be a 2/3 majority in the Senate to convict. And it says, and remove the judge from office. So maybe the rules are different at the state level there.
I'm also seeing a
Important.
note. I'm also seeing a note that it doesn't have to be criminal behavior. That can be
Correct.
systemic abuse of discretion, bias, or actions that erode the public trust in the judiciary. They can all qualify, especially if there's a pattern.
100%. 100%. It says the Senate's judgment is limited to removal from office and disqualification from holding future office. And they may still face criminal charges in a separate trial, but that's a separate thing.
Right.
Yeah, willful misconduct and disrepute to the office. And I think it is certainly debatable, at least, that she has caused a lot of distrust in the judicial system.
Right.
Her decisions, her lack of transparency. As far as I still can't believe the objections, right? They just say
Right.
they object. She guesses at what the objection
I
is.
was up
She guesses.
to like 69, I think.
Right.
Reversible errors, judicial bias, judicial obstruction of justice. I don't know. I lost count of what everything was, but there's a big long list that she could get impeached for, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I remember you saying that, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I feel the frustration as they occur at times. A couple of them I missed. You had some that I didn't even see. I never saw them happen. But yeah, you showing like having that list and being able to speak to some of those was huge to me. Like understanding all of that.
Bad Tessa. I don't think being a CUNT counts though.
Right?
Actually, outside of being a CUNT, she actually did do a lot of these things that she could be impeached for.
Correct.
She did do a lot of systemic abuse of discretion, bias, and she certainly eroded public trust. So there's a
Big time.
repeated constitutional violation, suppression of defense rights, allowing evidence in that shouldn't have been allowed in. Like, of the 47 pieces of taillight, only 27 of them were actually taillight. The other 20
Mhm.
whatever pieces were not taillight and should never have been entered into evidence. They were just bits of fucking crap they found on the side of the road. Things like that. She can actually get impeached for stuff like that as well. But Massachusetts really impeaches judges. So the legislature would need enormous public pressure, media exposure, and bipartisan consensus. But, you know, I feel like a lot of the media is going to be less on the fence about it. I even heard Sue O'Connell today say that there was some judicial shenanigans going on. I can't remember the exact term that she used, but she made a flying leap from what she's normally been doing with her fence sitting to, yes, I recognize this shit was shady. So
Pardon me.
I don't know that the media is so much on the McAlbert side anymore. They probably still got their little patsies in the New York Post and whoever else, Kate Peters Blue. I mean,
Mhm.
sorry, did I say that aloud?
Oh my god. I said, "Mhm," and I was like, "Wait, I didn't mean mhm to that because I don't know." But, uh, I did you hear Bev at the very end when they were talking about, like, the sentencing? And she was like, "Oh, I'm
Did
happy to do that." Like, "Wait, no, lady. You're not gonna change your tune now."
right. There was so many times where she flipped the script, where we were expecting her to do something and she flipped the script and we were like, what the fuck is going? Is someone watching her? Has she been given like a warning on the side by someone? There was so many times where that happened. But most of us were going, what the hell? What the hell?
Well, also, I think it's important too for somebody to
Yeah,
stay on the case with Brennan because there was a whole lot of stuff and that we don't even know about, I'm sure, but just the stuff we know about that was not becoming of someone who is a member of the bar. So,
yeah, exactly. You mean this one, Juan? Is this what you're talking about? Whoops. This one? Yeah, we saw their statement.
oh my gosh,
Yep,
that's so
she's no
funny.
longer needed. But you know what? She'll find another victim, Lynette. That's what she does. That's what her whole channel has always been about, is finding. So this is the way she sells it. I find bullies and then I bully them back. But half the time it's just victims that, what she calls bullying is generally not bullying. She's just full of shit. She doesn't know what the fuck she's on about. But generally, I think she's lost like multiple court cases now for doing this.
Mm,
The last
that's
cry of
crazy.
desperation. Exactly. I agree, Lon Solo. For those who don't know, Lon Solo is our EFFMT. No, FFEMT.
He's
I
brilliant.
forgot. Yeah. For those who don't know, but he's at work, so
Saving
otherwise he
lives.
would. Otherwise he would. Yeah, he's at work saving lives. Otherwise he'd come up and say hello to everyone. You do not have permission to use bollocks. I don't know why that is, Tracy. I absolutely don't know why that is. Sorry, Streamlabs is being a bitch.
So,
Anyway,
is it true about Higgins going to rehab? All of that. I've seen the rumors, but I haven't seen any substantiation of that.
Kerry better have an attorney. What's she need an attorney for? Lying to the FBI. Is that what you're talking about?
Uh,
Wee woo.
yeah, they don't tend to go after things like that, but they might. They could.
I don't
Do
think
you
they're
know?
going to. I don't think they're going to go after Kerry. Uh,
Mm-mm.
I think what's probably going to happen uh, is Karen's probably just going to sue the crap out of everyone.
Mhm. I misunderstood the question, Mr. Jackson.
Whoop, come back again. I was after
Mhm.
this one. Wee woo. So for those who missed the wee woo, there was someone who was like, "Oh my god, look at this! We can see blue lights flashing in the background of this 5 times bloody streamed and restreamed and uh, completely destroyed video footage that we're looking at in the courtroom. It must be the cops keeping an eye on Karen when she goes out at 5:07 to look for John." And that was what she did all the way through. No, it's definitely the cops. Look, it's blue and white. Wee woo, wee woo. And so that's where that came from. But obviously, everyone was listening to wee woo in the frigging courtroom every day as well.
Yeah. That's funny. Like, got stuck on those little baby videos, the little baby AI videos on TikTok. Um, that was amazing, but they had, one that was about the sirens, and it showed the little baby Bev with her tapping her fingers, waiting for the siren to go past. It was great.
I don't know if they can at this point. Hang on. Bad Dazza. I don't know if they can. Like I was just saying before, I think all of the evidence is destroyed. There might be some evidence left. They would be best off going after Morrissey as a RICO case. Misusing the public funds for his own personal shit, basically. But if you want to see anything about that, I've actually got a video on my channel called, what did I call it, Kevy? Supermod?
About which?
About
find this
whether
video.
or not they do a RICO case. I forgot what I was called. The Reckoning. It's called The Reckoning.
Right.
If you want to go on, so I went on a big research mission to find out how the FBI would operate if they were going to go after Morrissey. And that's what my video is about. It's just storytelling, really, but added a bit of cartoonery to it, and off we went. But it would take them years if they are going to follow it up. That it's going to take them years. So
Mm.
There you go. It's in chat for you.
thank you. But I won't steer people away. I'll put it up last. I shall bookmark that and put it up last. So
So, what is
go on.
fair farkin dinkum?
Fair fucking dinkum. Fair dinkum, mate. Fair fucking dinkum.
It's an Aussie phrase.
It's an Aussie phrase. It means I don't believe you, or are you for real? For real, for real? That's what it means, basically.
That's funny. I just saw it in your chat, like the little, I guess, Streamlab thing did, and I was like, "What is that?" I was trying to read it, and I was like, "I don't even know what that means." That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, that's not entirely true, Grifter wannabe, because Sarah Birchmore is getting tried. I don't think it's a murder charge. I think it's a whole bunch of charges. Actually, it could be federal murder charge. I think it actually is a federal murder charge, actually. So not entirely true. There must be something they can charge him under, because Farwell's being charged with it, along with a bunch of other stuff.
I think it has to be federal because of it's a state. He's part of a state agency. I mean, I might be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure it has to be federal, which means we don't witness it. We don't get to see it.
Miss Mandy, we did it. We absolutely fucking did it, mate. We did it. Boda Bob, go watch the video. I was just saying The Reckoning, because I actually did go through what the charges were against him. I think there was 3 main charges they got just to get him locked up, and then they went for the murder charge. So the 3 main charges that they got him on under RICO are actually there. Michelle, how's it going, my Aussie friend?
Now we're in trouble.
We're all in trouble now.
Hey, Michelle.
Give her a minute to get her audio together. There's a big problem of why does this go on in Norfolk County. Exactly, Joanna. Exactly. Yeah, it was something like that, Lon Sole. There was wire fraud charge and a bunch of other things just to get him like under arrest to start with, and then it's progressed since then to federal murder charges. So I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it goes with federal murder charges, but
Yeah, it's a U.S. District Court, District of Massachusetts, count 1, killing a witness or victim.
killing the witness.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was it. Yes. That's what it was.
I
You
just
can't
pulled this
murder.
up. I don't.
You can't murder our witnesses, people.
Yeah. It says Matthew Farwell did kill Sandra Birchmore, a person known to the grand jury, with malice aforethought, willfully, deliberately, maliciously, and with premeditation, and with the intent to prevent the communication by any person to a law enforcement officer of information relating to the commission or possible commission of a federal offense, to wit, commission or possible commission of the federal offenses of deprivation of rights under color of law in violation of blah, 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 coercion and enticement in violation of blah, 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 and wire fraud in violation of blah, blah, blah.
Blah blah
Wow. I'll
blah.
put this in the private chat for you in case you
Yep. Yep. No,
want it.
that's
But those
good.
are the documents. I think that's the right.
Thanks.
You should be able to get to that. It's Tori Cummings, Brian Fogarty, and Elizabeth Riley are the ADAs for the United States.
Right.
Ooh.
Also,
But they don't.
Microdots just posted the same mainstream media that spent 3 years reporting against Karen Reid, often unfairly, with few exceptions, are right now lining up to request interviews. Now that the gag order is lifted, let's see if they finally do their jobs and start asking the Norfolk DA the hard questions. Exactly, Microdots. Who's asking the hard questions?
Guess who speaks tonight on a 2020 exclusive?
Who?
Michael Proctor.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. This Proctor
Michelle, are
speaks
you
out for the first
muted?
time.
I
think
don't
she
even
is.
know. I don't even know if Michelle's actually aware she's joined us. She
Oh,
may have accidentally butt dialed us because I sent the link in Discord.
No, I'm chatting with her privately here. She's having a problem with her mic.
Oh, and mic's not working. All right,
Well,
give
she
it a
doesn't
minute,
know
guys.
She doesn't know how to turn it on and restream under. I'm trying to figure it out here.
All right, I'll
oh
let you
my
guys.
goodness. Oh, see,
I'll
in
chuck you.
this,
I'll chuck you both backstage so you can talk to her without talking to the chat, and then I'll bring you back up when you got it sorted. All right. All right. All
are you
right.
talking to
Sorry,
me?
I muted the mic while I was going off to do that there.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, no, that's.
Oh, I did that too quick.
I was going
Yeah,
to tell you, he's crying in the preview. Crying. He's got the tissue up, wiping tears. Proctor.
yeah, well, I don't even want to fucking see it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it though. But unbelievable. He speaks out for the first time tonight, and it's like the lead investigator. Oh, we can call him lead investigator now? Again? Because Buchanan was, he wasn't a lead investigator. We're all, it was like, you liar. You're lying.
Is that what the interviews got for the headline, the lead investigator?
No, they said it during there's a little preview, audio preview, and they show him like wiping tears away, and
all right,
they
give us
call
the
him the lead
preview.
investigator.
Hit us up with the link for the preview, and I'll play that.
Sorry. Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
all right. We'll play it and have a look at it, and we'll see if we feel sorry enough for him to watch it.
I'm not going to feel sorry for him. I know that.
We don't get that here in Australia. I think it might actually. I think it might be on. Is it ID Discovery or something? I think it might.
It's 2020, which is ABC.
Yeah. So those channels are on like paid Foxtel or whatever in Australia. So we only have one cable TV here called Fox or Foxtel, and that's it. Those are our choices. We're spoiled here. So if you've got that, you can watch ABC 2020.
Yeah, I was trying to find one that's just on YouTube. This one was on Twitter, and it's very short. It's like 30 seconds, but I'll go ahead and you can. That was the one I was looking at. Uh, Hold on one second. There you go. I just put it in the private chat.
All right.
I'm so
Well,
freaking can't wait to hear what he has to say.
whoops. Oops. Share this tab. Switch over to this screen. Play button.
Reed, not guilty of killing her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Now breaking tonight. New interviews, new details from inside the courtroom. To the new exclusive.
You're the first person from inside the investigation to speak out. People need to know. They're all hearing one side.
With the lead investigator who was dismissed from the force.
One of the texts that you sent about Karen Reed is that you said hopefully she kills herself.
Karen Reed, The Verdict, the 2020 new special, breaks tonight on ABC. Karen Reed, not guilty of killing her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Now breaking tonight. New interviews, new details from inside the courtroom. To the new exclusive.
You're the first person from inside the investigation to speak out. People need to know. They're all hearing one side.
With the lead investigator who was dismissed from the force.
One of the texts that you sent about Karen Reed is that you said hopefully she kills herself.
Karen Reed, The Verdict, the 2020 new special, breaks tonight on ABC.
There you go. I had to watch it twice just to make sure I heard it all correctly.
He's gonna try to spin it. People need to know the other side. Well, you had an opportunity to give all of it
Right.
already in a courtroom.
All right. Give
Oh
me
my
one sec.
goodness. Sure.
It's Michelle. Hang on, I'm losing track. Are you with us, Michelle? No, she's not. Miss Mandy, please click the link and come on up. Michelle's still sorting out her audio. She's still getting her shit together, so
Yeah.
it
No,
doesn't surprise any of us.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. Like Queen Olive was saying, I don't care to hear from Proctor. I totally get that too. I'm just curious to see what he tries.
All right. No problems, Kevy. All right. Yes. I honestly don't know what they think they're doing. What's a sob story, Michael Proctor sob story, supposed to do for us?
Right. Well, he's saying that we haven't heard the truth. Like we haven't heard the other side of it. And I don't I don't think that's if you click on your mic, Michelle, you might be able to do it. Just click on the microphone icon. If it's got a cross through it, it might let you speak then. But they're gonna, this is part of them spinning it. This is part of them trying to get themselves out of trouble. But just like they used Karen's interviews and they, out of context, whatever he says there could be used in a court of law. So he needs to be very, very careful.
Right. Okay, Michelle, I think what you need to do is close your browser, open it up again, and keep your eye open for when it says, do you allow the microphone to be used by the browser?
Yeah,
I think that's
probably
why
you.
Right. I think that's why you can't get it to work. You need to get the browser to ask you for your microphone again. And it did say to use camera, right? It also should ask you to use microphone. So, all right, Miss Mandy is here.
Hey there.
Hello, Miss Mandy. How are you?
Hi,
Mandy.
Hey there. I feel no feelings for Proctor. I'm glad he's crying. Hope he cries more. He was really upset he couldn't find nudes on her phone, apparently.
Right.
I'm sorry. I just feel zero fucks for him. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I don't cuss. It makes my heart happy to see him cry. I know that I really don't. This has been the greatest day.
It is.
Right.
But I don't feel sorry for him in the least. I mean,
No,
he clearly the things that he said, he shared with his buddies. You know, wanting her to die, calling her the C word,
yeah,
um, saying that she was guilty from when they had no evidence at all,
16
except for
hours in.
none.
16 hours in. And then said he wants her to hope she unalives herself. Like,
Mhm.
dude, really? And then they called him lead investigator Proctor. I would say Mr. Proctor because, or
Yeah.
barista Proctor because,
Right.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
Tommy, how's it going, buddy?
Hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, Mr. CPU. I watch you all the time in the morning.
Well, thank you. Listen, we did it. We all did it. Everybody, we did it. We did it.
yes,
Yes, we did.
All right, can we get on to the real question? Like, let's get on to who's going to stop prosecuting for the death of John O'Keefe. Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's start right now, right?
looking at
Let's
you,
start
Higgins.
right now. We're
Looking
not
absolutely.
at you,
finished.
Higgins.
We ain't got no
Absolutely.
quit, Tommy.
I know we have to enjoy this and really, bask in it and take in what we did. We fought back and we won. We won for Cameron's sake. But the bigger picture is worse
What happened to John?
than
Yeah.
just what happened to him, and Sandra Birchmore, she was pregnant with a little baby. And they had no problem
Mhm.
overlooking that. Like, let that go. That's not a problem. Like, come on. No,
Right.
no, 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 no. So yeah,
Mhm.
there's more to come.
That place
I'm
is
Yeah.
so corrupt. It's horrendous there. I don't know how anybody lives there.
just stay out of the way.
Trying, doing our best.
Oh, you live
Yep.
there. I'm so sorry, Tommy. It's it's gotta be really thick. Like the air has to be palpable right now.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is. It's like the first off, the feeling at the courthouse was just amazing. I can't even. There's no picture or no video that will ever give it justice to what
Oh, I bet
what
not.
I experienced at that courthouse steps. They they shut the road down like amazing, like on clockwork. The state police shut the road down. They let us take over half of the road that they shut down, and the other half was no cars at all. And it, they didn't have to do that, but they did that. And then they took her and they let her drive out of there and get her the heck out of here after all of it was said and done. So, you know, that
I
was a
will
nice
say,
thing to see.
I know she had a lot of people she probably wanted to thank. I do kind of think she should have gave Turtle Boy a shout out, but
That'll
I know,
come in
I know she
time.
had
I
a
mean, she had a lot on her plate today.
yeah, I know she had a lot. Yeah, she did.
It
Completely
seems to me that
down. Her dad thanked all of the creators, including him. So I
Yeah,
thought that
he
was
did.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
That was
think
nice.
I think her focus seemed to be about John when she came out, and
I
I think
love
that's
it.
appropriate.
Oh, that made me cry. Oh, that made me cry
It's making me
because
cry
So for
now.
those who don't know, Miss Mandy Reacts is who uh, invites me on heaps of other people's streams. For those who don't know,
Aw.
I'm a producer for other YouTube channels.
Oh,
right.
nice.
And you also have your own channel. Do you want to give
I
yourself
do.
some promotion there?
Sure. I stream on my channel occasionally, but mine I just kind of do for fun. I do police body cam videos and Karen reactions and things like that. So come on
Yep.
over and join. I had a
Yep,
good
please
chat.
do that. Now, Gavel Geeks, we've given you a go. Do you want to just do it one more time, and then we'll do Tommy's as well, because I think Tommy needs some new subs. It's time,
Oh,
Tommy.
I'm good. It's there's Gavel Geeks is my channel. I'm not on there a whole lot, but with Chasing Truth, we have a channel called Gavel Chasers. Um, that where we talk about trials really, and it started because of Karen's trial. But
Oh, wow.
we're gonna keep going.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then
I hope
Tommy,
so.
you got a
Yep.
number of channels.
I got Tom CPU. That's probably the easiest way to find me. And then from there, Seeking Justice with CPU Tom and Boston Mike. We do a morning show every morning. So that's been fun. That's been a lot of fun. So we have a lot to
And
talk about.
Supermod in the chat is posting these links for you all, so you know who we are talking to. And thank you, Kevy. I think, let me see if Michelle's got a. How's it going, Michelle?
Yeah, I'm all good. Can you hear me?
Yay! She's with us.
Yay! What a loser.
Hey, Michelle.
This is
Yay.
why I'm not a streamer. Hello,
You are
everyone.
now.
Can
You
hear
was gonna say, there you go. Too late now.
me? I can't
What does
believe
Emily
that's
say?
how
Streaming is dynamic.
you guys are also quiet. I just want to jump and scream and run around the house naked.
We won't stop you.
So the
I'm
camera's
not
off.
got the camera on, so don't worry.
So the camera's off.
It's
Yeah,
so
let's not
I
get her
put-
it's awesome.
I already did that, Michelle, and put my clothes back on to hit the stream button. I'm pretty sure me and Michelle were both running around with no clothes on for a bit there.
Awesome work, Tommy, boots on the ground, Ozzy, Jenny, Miss Mandy, all the creators, big and small. You all did it. Fantastic.
I want to tell you that, like Tom's channel, that was like a coffee every morning. Like I'm having my coffee, I'm listening to Tom, and I was very upset when they manhandled you. By the way, is there anything more to that?
Listen, if you've been following me from the beginning, it's like been the common theme from the big start to the end. It's just been the common thing no matter what, whether it be Grant or the doctor. I mean, I had an emergency room doctor come out of the crowd and hit me in the chest with his elbow, right?
Oh my
Just
God.
out of the blue. Took my camera. Oh yeah. It ended up being the chief of police's brother-in-law. So when the cops came over, listen, the cops come over, he goes to get in the police cruiser like he owns it. Like, dude, you're a cop, get out of the car. Don't say he's going in the front seat of the car. Like he owns it. He goes over, opens the door because I can get in. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Oh yeah. Corruption runs deep.
Wow.
I remember, I think it was JLR.
Him. Yeah, him too.
I remember that. Yeah, he just showed up for a day or two, and he starts all kind of physical crazy things.
I had no idea who he was until he started screaming stuff at Karen, and I'm like, "What?" Like, whoa, because it was been quiet in the morning. The birds are chirping, and people are silent. It's like the Masters on the putting green for $1 bazillion. It was quiet, and this kid comes off from left field screaming, "Karen!" and just out of the blue. So we didn't really know how to handle this guy. So
yeah,
he started.
I was trying to tell you who he was.
Yeah,
I was trying to tell you when I heard he was coming. I was like, dudes, you know
Heads
who
up.
it is. Yeah.
So you got to realize we're all new to this. This is our first murder trial, guys. Sorry, we're all new to this. Happens in our backyard, by the way, right? So we have no idea who this guy is. What was his name again? We're like what letters? We had no idea who he was. And then he shows up, and then we found out real quick. And then, yeah, me and him got into a discussion, and pretty sure that he won't come back.
A discussion. I like the way
Yeah, it was a discussion. He saw it my way, and he left.
I love that.
He wasn't expecting to have a whole crowd stand up to him. That's what he was not expecting. So it was really good to see Turtle Boy not taking his shit. It was good to see that nobody fell for his shit trying to get you to be violent, because that's what he wanted. He wanted it to get rough so that he had something on you. It was good to see that you all handled that really good. It was freaking awesome.
He's what we sometimes call a provocateur.
Yep. And we had no idea that even someone like that existed, because here we are. We just know this poor girl's getting railroaded, and the nerve of anyone. And at the time, we just wanted to think it was maybe 2 or 3 cops, maybe 4, and then we find out it's more than that, and bigger than that, and more people, and everyone goes up on the stand and lies, and I can't.
Yeah, when I
Do we have
started
any
getting into it,
news?
it just kept growing and growing. Well, Boston Legal just put out just a couple seconds ago that this has been certified now as the most expensive DUI case in American history.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Uh-huh.
they paid $500,000 for blue paint, so there's that.
Ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
That's disgraceful.
Tommy, Boda Bob wants to know, have you heard anything about Bao?
I have not heard anything about Bao. I have heard nothing about him.
Do you
I
like
heard
that?
his
Sorting
case
him out?
is I heard his case was taken up by Larry, DUI guy.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
Larry
correct.
Bowman posts
I,
about on.
I
Sorry.
hired Larry also.
Oh, I love Larry.
You
Oh,
know
I do
that, right?
too.
Me and
Did
Bao
you
have the
really?
same attorney. Yeah. So what happened was um, Bao, I guess, got injured amongst other things, and he's, I guess, hired Larry to represent him, and Larry's working through something. I don't know. I'll figure it out
Yeah, they
later.
hurt his back. They bent his
Uh,
back
and
real bad.
the same people we'll talk about. And then when it happened to me, I didn't know that Bao was messed up as bad as he was. So when I spoke to my attorney, who is Mark Mendoza, who has helped me with the First Amendment stuff, I then talked to Larry, and I'm like, okay, Larry and Bao, Larry's got Bao, so it's the same case for the most part. So we go from there.
So who is Bao?
Bao is like he's a content slash agitator.
Yeah.
How's
There
that?
you go. Say,
Was
don't call
he
me pretty.
the man that of Asian descent that
That would be
appeared
the
to?
man.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember him. Okay.
Same guy that snipes my streams. Yeah.
Does he
He
really?
snipes your
Oh yeah.
stream?
Oh yeah.
Lots
And then
of
he goes and
them.
makes it private before I can even like ask him to remove it. It's like, why are you like, why, guy? Like, dude, I just gave up with the kid.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll see how important it is for him now to snipe my stuff.
Well, sometimes it's better to just ignore certain types of troll agitator types of
Well, when you
people.
have the same attorney, I can't necessarily ignore the guy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
There you
I
go.
love
Right?
Larry though. He
Larry's the
makes
best.
me
I
happy.
love Larry. Larry's
Stream
good.
snipers are a special kind of slimy, though.
Mhm.
When they don't
everybody
ask.
snipes Tommy. Everybody
If
snipes Tommy's stream.
Tommy's got the
if,
best stuff. He's always there.
if you saw what I'm talking about and what he does, it's like he's 37, 38 people are watching his stuff, so it's not like it's a big deal.
Oh,
It's
so he's
just,
making the big money.
yeah,
Well, I think
I
it's
think
different
so.
too if you play like a piece of something, because I know we played when you were manhandled by the police. They called you over there and then dragged you back across the road. We played that bit that morning, but it was after your live, just so that people knew what was happening, and we shared your link as well. But
Well,
that's different than stream sniping. That's a different thing.
so if you watch the stream, right, everything that he said to do, I did. He said back up, back up, back up, back up, and every time he said back up, I was moving backwards. You can see the stream going
Oh, I
backwards
saw
with the
that.
camera. You can see me walking backwards. I couldn't walk backwards any faster than he could run or step toward me quicker. He's like, twice the stride length of me. So he told me to stand on that corner that Friday before. I got it all on video. Stand
Mhm.
right over there. You're okay, right there. I said, you sure? Right there. I said, right there. I said, right there? He said, right there. And what do you know? Monday, there I am. I'm right there on the corner. I'm first one there, bright and early. He's right, I got the front row. I'm waiting. And here he comes. You over there. I'm like, huh? And he just started screaming back, back, back. So I was walking backwards, and I was almost at the crosswalk by the time he caught me, and he just grabbed me and threw me across the road over there. Go that way.
Yep.
That's just so
Yep.
egregious.
What happens?
I was actually watching when that all happened. I watched the Friday when he told you to stand there, and then the day that they crash tackled you. I was watching all of that. It was crazy.
It's just whatever. That's just the game they played. They arrested Erica just because she wears a sweatshirt. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that
seriously,
too.
right? Like, where did the sweatshirt really hurt you? Point it out. Really.
Wasn't that the same day, Tom, that they arrested her? Was the same day that
They
what
got
happened to
Erica.
you?
That's right. They arrested Erica later on. That's right. They did get her
Mhm.
later that day. He was on a tear. Something must have been bad between him and this girl or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
But there you
probably
go.
so.
Tell me, if you follow the law, it should be equal across the board for all of us, right?
Correct.
I'd say it's not that case. I mean,
I would say so.
It doesn't appear that way.
Bettero just posted a statement about the McAlbert's statement.
Oh,
heads up. I
says-
think. Oh, go ahead.
What do you think?
What do I think Bedro said?
No, I was sorry, I'll go on. He says this is a regrettable statement to make, obviously done without the benefit of PR advice. I will simply note that 4 of the people who authorized this statement, he authored this statement, were in a text chain days after 29th of January 2022, in which they discussed, among other things, telling the media the guy never went in the house, and then gleefully celebrating what another signatory of the statement was telling the police after they huddled up to create a timeline. And let's not forget that those same people had also said something along the lines of, if Karen Reed pleads out, everything will be fine. If she doesn't, it's going to be hell to pay.
Ooh.
Awesome, Bettero.
But he didn't add that, I did.
Oh.
But he is covered. He did say, right up to the what they discussed in the timeline. He's also got about Proctor's show tonight. This is fascinating. It also feels like a bad idea if you actually care about Proctor. Interesting that the prosecution didn't see fit to call him, but he is chomping at the bit to speak to the world now. He's put on a bit of weight. Yeah.
Oh, podgy Proctor.
He is podgy. He's put on a bit of weight. Weird.
Stress eating.
I think he might be. He might be. So, Tommy, you were boots on the ground when the verdict came in, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were in the throng of it all, weren't you?
I'm getting goosebumps again just thinking about it. Yeah, I was right there. It was amazing.
It would have been awesome.
The energy, right?
Mm.
We heard the crowd go off when they said when they read the last thing. We heard the crowd go off inside the courtroom through the cameras. We heard them all erupt. But being in it must have been amazing.
It was, and I'm glad I was there to capture it for everybody. I had 3 different cameras going. I had one that was overlooking the crowd, and I had one on a stick, and I had another one in my hand. I can't wait to bring all this footage together to show you guys, to try and show you guys what it was like to be there, because I know some of you people can't get to stand out. You can't get to the courthouse, but you've watched us. You've watched all the creators. You've watched every one of us, the Glare, Aussie, me, Brian. You watch everybody, and you've helped all of us. So I want to show you guys and show you what it was like to be there. So I'm trying to put everything together. I have 3
amazing.
camera views for you guys. So
holy fucking crapola. Check this out. Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Seriously, I don't know. I don't know what fucking planet this bitch is on, but look. That's fucking wild.
Wow.
Whoa.
Is that your tactic? Is that your tactic, Windy? Windy
Oh
Muppet?
my God.
Holy crap.
All right, time out. Time
That's
out. Listen,
disgusting.
time out. Time out. Time out. Grant Smith Ellis. Grant Smith Ellis. Grant Smith Ellis.
That's his
She produced
stepmom.
Grant Smith Ellis.
That's like
No,
saying I
this-
hit him, I hit him, I hit him.
Hang on, that's his real mum. And the father's the stepfather. I forget who's who now.
I think the stepfather's the same as the mother.
Tommy's sister's in the chat.
Yes,
I cannot
it's
tell
really
you the
my
amount of
one.
stress that I feel lifted from today. In funny fact, Tom's little square on the live is inverted. Lol. Tom has been there since day one.
Oh.
Yeah. She's she gets really angry when she sees something go down. Like she doesn't know what goes down, but she's like, if something happens to me, she's really like, you can't go tomorrow, you can't go, and you can't go, you can't go, you can't go. And I'm like, I'm going. And she's like, oh my God. And we get in fights over it because she just wants to protect me and doesn't want me to get hurt. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's JLR guy, he won't come back. Or it's just a McAlbert's hitting the phone out of my hand. It's not, I have another phone. It's not a big deal. And all that good stuff, Yeah.
Yep. So that's who Windy Moppet is. She's
I don't-
Grant
that's-
Smith Ellis's mother, and they're both as bad as each other. Like seriously, like
Did you see Jen McCabe's statement?
From Mexico. Did you see
No,
a statement?
she did one by herself. Are you talking about the group one that I was? Just...
No, it was like a family statement.
Yeah, we put that up already.
Okay,
Twice now.
sorry.
So
It's
Proctor's
alright.
going to be on 2020 and Karen Reed's going to be on 2020. They're both going to be on 2020 tonight. It's going to be the most highest rated 2020 ever.
Yeah, 9 people are going to be watching.
9.
Wow.
Exactly.
Hey, Aussie. Aussie, I have
Yes.
to hop down, but I want to say thank you so much for everything and for having me up today. Thank you to all you guys on the panel. It's nice to meet you, Tom and Mandy and Michelle.
Yes,
You guys,
thank you.
thank you all so much, and have an awesome, awesome evening.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Jenny.
Bye, you guys.
We'll talk. All right, bye.
Bye.
Did you put her link up in the chat so I can click on it?
Kevy?
Oh no, the one that just left her channel.
Yes.
All right, good.
She's got two different channels. So there was
Oh,
one
my.
where she was teamed up with Tracy from Chasing Truth to talk about the Karen Reed case. She's also got her own channel, Gabble Geeks. So
Gabble
at the
Geeks,
moment,
that's what it was.
yeah.
Gabble.
So it's a toss up as to which channel Kevy puts up for us.
But I can get to,
Right.
I'll get to both eventually, right?
You'll get there eventually. You'll get there
Alright,
either
good.
way. They
Got it.
promote each other's channels all the time, but yeah, you'll get there eventually. Just that her Gabble Geeks channel had gone quiet because she was doing all the Karen Reed coverage on the joint channel with Chasing Truth. So it's called yeah, there you go, Gabble Chasers. Kev's put it in the chat. So
nice, thank you.
Yep, and then we've also posted yours a couple of times, and Miss Mandy Reacts. I think we've got to all of yours, but we'll do that a couple more times.
I hope
Supermod
everybody
here.
else that's watching us is doing the same thing, because that would just kind of be too cool, right? Because that's kind of what we're supposed to be doing, people, right?
Right,
Gabble
share it
Chasers,
around.
right? Subscribe. Everyone can go to that thing.
Right,
and
mods?
subscribe.
Mods.
Yeah.
I don't sleep because I watch it all. Sometimes I've got the TV going, my phone going, and my other phone going, and I'm on the computer. So,
right.
You ask me, how do you know all this? Because I listen to everybody.
Yeah. I'm just trying to help everyone out. That's all.
Hey,
'Cause you
Austin,
never
would you
know.
mind if- I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yep. There's
Would
a
you mind
link
if Kurt
that.
come up?
Sorry.
Would you mind if Kurt from Uncivil Law came up?
Of
Kurt from
course, is
Uncivil
he
Law.
here?
I can send him a link. He's available.
All right.
Do you want me to hop
Please
off?
do.
No,
Yeah,
no.
no.
No?
Please
I'll
do.
Just tell me
I
when
just-
you want me to go.
I just
I'll,
need the link.
I'll put the mods backstage when when Kurt comes up. Kevy's just sending me private chats. Like he's got control of the mic right now. He can talk. But I'll put Nichelle and Kevin backstage for a bit while Kurt comes up. Please do bring Kurt
He's going to be
up.
a minute.
Yep, cool. You've got the link
Yeah,
for him, right?
I just want to let Tommy know about Tracy's series. Before Karen Reed, there was ...
Yes.
I think you'll absolutely love it. So I'll post the
Okay.
link in chat for you here now. Okay.
Please. Yes, do. Please.
Okay.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Mandy, how are you?
I'm
All right.
good. How are you doing, hon?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
Mandy,
Yes, sir.
you're talking on the Kurt from Civil Law. See the guy with the hat?
Yeah. He wears
Yes.
a
Really?
cowboy hat.
Him?
Yeah.
That's the one.
He's like at like
Nick-
2 million followers, right?
No. He
He's-
just hit 150,000.
Huh?
No, he just hit 150,000.
Yeah, again,
He's
2 million,
he's
3
a-
million, right?
he's
Nick
one of
McKay.
my mashup stars.
I
I'm
love
also
him.
going to be sorry.
I've never been on the panel. I've never talked to him. I've never been on a panel with him, and I've loved him. He was like one of the first ones to look at this and start saying, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa."
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was.
yeah,
Indeed he
I
was.
remember that. I remember
Yeah,
that.
It's
Yep.
hilarious in that he was actually on holidays when trial 1.0 kicked off, and he was just like, what crazy DA is this a joke?
Yeah,
Be in
he's
trouble.
questioning. He's questioning like this ain't right. Like no, but wow, I can't wait. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm his producer.
like he's gonna come. I can't wait till he comes up.
I need the
Right.
link, though, from somebody.
Oh, I thought I'd give it to you. Hang on. Invite here in the private chat, Mandy.
Has everybody
Okay,
hit
there
the
it is.
thumbs
Yeah.
up? Everyone hit the
Okay,
thumbs
be
up
in trouble.
in the chat already. They all hit the thumbs up and the like and
All
subscribe
right.
stuff.
Be in trouble. Would you like to come up? I want to put you on the spot, but if you would like to come up, we're happy to give you a link as well. But I might have to pop the mods backstage. Once I got too many people on the stage, my head's like,
Yeah, bump me. I'm happy.
yeah. Just well, I'm not going to bump you. I was going to pop you backstage because I'll pull you back up again, and we'll chat some more when things
Okay,
quieten down a
No
little.
worries.
Oh,
All
I
right,
got a
thanks,
couple things
Michelle.
I'd love to say to him. He's another one of my heroes. How much work and time and effort it takes to go in to do what he does. I don't think people realize the time it takes to do just the background engineering it takes to do the things that he does. To mount the taillight so that when you hit it, it doesn't move. Like
And
just
how expensive
try
are
it.
they?
Oh,
Like, he
forget about
just
the
kept
cost.
buying
That's the
them.
whole. It's the fact that he made the mount to hold the taillight that he could then take he used a slab of meat first and just beat the heck out of it. Remember that? He
Right.
tenderizes the meat on it. Remember that? He was smashing it. I think he hurt himself one time hitting himself with the taillight too, didn't he?
Who, Kurt?
Be in trouble 31.
I got you. See, I think it's the same guy that did all this with all this. This was even far back, trial 1. He started doing
That was
this.
trial 1. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's the same person,
Yeah, I
I
wasn't
really
producing
want
for
to
him
thank him for
in
all
trial
the work
1.
he done because I appreciate the background work it takes to get to the point where you can record it for even 30 seconds because to build something to last to get beaten for 30 seconds, that's an engineering thing. It's a guy thing, I guess. I
Oh,
appreciate
bummer. He can't come up today, but it would be awesome to have you up so that we can all thank you for your brilliant work. We all loved your work, and until you did that video, I thought the LEDs were white too. I thought it was just the lens that made it red, and you completely proved me wrong. So that was freaking awesome.
Not just that, but see, the world, we're all visual creatures. We need to see it. He
Glamour.
allowed us to see it. There's a sweetheart. There's an unsung hero right there. That lady does so much behind the scenes you can't even imagine.
I was about to send you a link, Glamour Suze.
She is a sweetheart. I
I
love her.
saw she was boots on the ground for the last few days as well. So yeah, it took some cash, Joanna. Major. The taillights are expensive, about $5.50 a piece.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was
Yep.
thinking.
And
Yeah.
he how many 8? How many taillights you go through? 7, 8, 9?
That was pre me, so I don't know.
I mean,
It was
a lot.
expensive.
I
A
know
lot.
he destroyed a lot of them, but still, just the time and it takes just to engineer the mounts to do the tests to show us that, hey, this didn't happen, this could not happen, is amazing. So I think it's because of him that a lot of people really looked at this and said, well, that's he's got a point, he's right, so I think because of his ability to show people with his what he did and how he did it, I thank him. I think that's another unsung hero that we need to thank.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And when you got time, be in trouble, please do come up and talk with us. Please do it.
Be in trouble. Thank you for all you did.
We'll
We
have to
appreciate
schedule
it.
some big night where we can get like, one mod like one of us that will mute everybody until we have a question, and we only let one person talk, and like we have like 30 people up here, and we'll do like a 24-hour thing, and we'll each just like fill in the boxes.
That's what I
If
do
you
for a
want,
living, so I'll be glad to do that.
But we need the front end that will allow like 30 connections without it costing a friggin' enterprise membership
I
level
don't
to Zoom. I don't want that. We just want it for a night.
we can
24
do
hours.
a super stream. That would be awesome. I
Yeah.
think and Mandy is actually pretty experienced at organizing this shit in the background.
So how many people can you put up on a stream?
12 through StreamYard if you have the Pro Pack.
And what about my StreamYard? If I have the Pro Pack, do I bring 12 of my people up to you?
Yeah.
And why I can?
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? We can just do it
What?
all on Discord, and I got unlimited.
But does everyone have to join Discord to do that?
Everyone who wants to appear just jumps on Discord. Put you
Yes.
all into the same room, and it comes up in Restream as one guest. Voila!
And then
But if you,
can we restream that one link?
yep, you can Restream.
You can.
To
I'll do
YouTube
it
to
through.
other people?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just thinking maybe we all get together one night and just kind of brainwash and figure stuff out, like a bunch of people. You know what I mean? And all get it, just put it all out there and see what we got, because we have something. We've created something. We have a movement. We have people. We have the best people out there. We've sifted through the bad people. Now we get the cream. Cream rises to the top. We get the best people right now, right?
The cream of the
I mean,
crop. Yeah.
we can do something with what we have. Let's keep doing some good here, right? I mean, we want, this is just one victory in a small little skirmish, not even a war.
Right.
Karen probably
All
thinks
right.
if it was war.
He has the link, so Kurt will come up and say hello shortly. Be in Trouble's at work. Lon Solo's at work. Who else is if you type something in the chat there, Miss Mandy, I can mod you.
Okay.
Type a sentence in the chat there. That's the quick way to mod you. Otherwise, I can do it the long way. But there you go. Something that's good. Add
Yeah,
as a
he
moderator.
really did. Digital artist. Be in Trouble did a lot to educate us. Be in Trouble 31 did fantastic work educating us at considerable expense to himself. Thank you to Be in Trouble 31. That's exactly what I was trying to get my point across. And I think when he was actually doing one of the tests, he actually hurt himself. I think the thing broke and hit it, actually come and hit him. So, like, yeah, yep, he did a lot of work. I mean, he really does. So,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
and then again, right? You ready? It's the people that watch, the people that are at home watching us having dinner. Just normal people, normal everyday people, just the people watching us help us to be able to do this. So again, it
Right.
all works. It all works.
Absolutely.
We have a working model here, people, right? As a whole.
Absolutely.
And the
Absolutely.
fact that her dad gave a shout out to content creators, that was awesome.
Her dad is an amazing human being, and I say it all the time, you know. I mean, yeah, God, God forbid that they chose Kieran Reed to do this on, but God had helped them for having Kieran Reed because they couldn't have picked the worst people and they couldn't have picked the best people, right? They messed with they did the worst thing to the best people, and look what happened to them, right? Yeah, piece of tail I stuck in his nose. What about the side your forearm? Did you crack your forearm or something like that?
They ain't got
I
no
want
clue.
I want
But
Mr. Reed to adopt me.
yeah,
Can be my
but
daddy too.
No.
he, he's
Shelby.
he's just one of them awesome people. I mean, he was a teacher and a professor for how long, and he was always teaching people, always teaching, always teaching, always teaching, and he's still teaching us, right? He's teaching us how
Right.
to be good people, and I think he's got a lot to teach us. I mean, I'd go to his house once a week to do a show if I could. I'd take him to church. Kidding me? Have breakfast with the guy every day, every Sunday after
Yeah.
church. You know, he's that type of guy. He's just something that you don't find people like that anymore. And that's
Wow.
a problem. That's a
Sounds
big
like my
problem.
dad.
You know, he's that guy. He is that
He's
real
that
deal.
guy.
He's that
Yeah.
mold. That mold we all want our fathers to be. But he is, you know? And
Wow.
I'm not saying that he's the best guy in the world. I don't know him
You're gonna
that
make me
good.
cry, actually.
But what I know the guy, I can't say a bad thing in the world. I could never imagine a bad thing in the world with this guy, you know? And I mean, I'll never forget the one time we're walking by and he looks back and to see where his wife was, and his wife was walking. She had me by the arm. So he just looks at me and said, okay. And he just didn't look back a second time. He knew it was all set. So like he trusted me to help his wife walk in the court. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you
It's
guys
all
for
good,
saying you're
Chippy.
subscribing. I appreciate it. Tom's got me crying over here.
Chippy, I forgot what the question was that you asked, but whatever it was, we'd already covered it. So, um,
I've been crying all day since they said not guilty. Like I've had tears flowing.
absolutely. And
Oh,
I was speechless for at least the first hour. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't even type anything in chat. I was just like speechless because I didn't think we were going to get here. I honestly did not believe. I thought the power of the state was going to trump the power of the people.
I was
We
wondering.
were really scared about that, you know. The jury comes back, and that's when that knot in your stomach doesn't just twist; it knots itself. The knot then re-knots itself at that time, and you're all done. And it's like
Absolutely.
you focus on. It's hard to explain, but you focus on almost every breath while you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. You know.
Especially when they had a verdict and then
Oh,
they changed it. Oh my gosh. I've not stopped shaking ever since that one. I'm still shaking from that.
Yep. Oh, that's right. Chip was asking about the bot. I switched the bots out so we could have more games. That's what Chip was asking about. Yeah, I just the emotion, as Shelby was saying, she's still crying. I couldn't believe that. We just saw the power that these people had, and the amount of the entire state that they bore, the weight of the entire state that they bore upon Karen Reed, and it felt like the people didn't exist. It felt like the people didn't have any power, and that's not what any of our free countries were built on. We're free because the people have the power, and that wasn't the way it was looking to me. And so when the jury came back with not guilty, I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. I thought the state was going to win.
So let me ask you all a question. Do you all feel just a little bit more free now that Karen Reed is found innocent of those charges for John? Don't you feel just a little bit more free? Don't you feel like you have a little more sense of power? Like that internal
I
thing, you
feel
know?
I feel fucking gypped. This should have happened. No, well, this should have happened in the first trial. What this jury
Yes,
did should have
absolutely.
happened
Yeah.
in the first trial, but they rigged it. So I feel fucking gypped because it didn't happen in the first trial. So I don't actually feel a little bit more free. I feel fucking terrified because of what happened over 2 trials,
So listen, there's
essentially.
all sorts of questions I was thinking of, like Aussie. Does this mean the TUI gets opened up? Does this mean all the evidence Karen has that she didn't present gets thrown out there to the public? Does this mean that she can talk? Does this mean like what now?
What
Because all
now?
these questions I was thinking, like now what, right?
Turtle Boy says, please, no more gifts.
Yeah, he said last night, I just throw them right in the garbage, right in the garbage.
So
So funny.
listen, that may have come off a little different and maybe not in the correct way. But what happens is when you show up there and these people come up to you and they hand you stuff. They hand you bracelets, they hand you keychains, they hand
Yes.
you necklaces, they hand you stuff because like they they want you to have this as a gift, right? Just like a little memorial token that they gave us. I got like 50 bracelets, like all types of just stuff. Like whistle, I got a whistle, a green whistle someone gave me. But people feel they have to give you stuff.
Well,
Aiden
I
can't
think they
walk
feel they
around
want to.
carrying all this stuff, and he just can't be doing that. So I can understand where he's coming from. It's in everybody's best interest. I promise. It's just, I mean, the people doing that is comes from their heart, and he would accept it if he had a place to put it from his heart, you know. So that whole thing was different, just from personal experience. People just they shower you with a bunch of stuff, and I can't say no to it, you know. I just can't. So
Yeah, absolutely, Lon Solo. And if I was Karen, I would be doing the same. And just given that we got a little background on who Karen was in that last documentary that covered Karen. Like, I only caught an hour of it, but we got a little background on who she is, and I think she's going to be that person. She's not going to stop until she gets justice for John.
well, let's put it that way. Let me ask you this question: would you want the likes of Karen Reed after you?
No.
Nope.
I
Nope.
hope she sues the Commonwealth.
Tommy Two Phones in the house. Hey, Joey Kane, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Joey. Joey, another great supporter.
So tonight, when the ABC 2020 Proctor thing gets aired, the Glare is going to cover it on Kick. Let me just find the Glare. I don't know where his Kick thing is, but we'll see if I can find it. Where are you, dude? It might be in his.
I'll let you show pretty much anything.
Well, I think that way you can, and Kick, you can just make a video and not worry about it getting demonetized.
Yeah.
So
I will be
more open.
streaming this tonight live on the Kick. So it's kick.com, the Glare. One word.
Sweet. Awesome. Do you know what time that is?
8 Central.
8 o'clock. You're
8
starting at 8
Central.
with them. Okay, so we're starting with them. Okay. Sweet.
So if you want to go over, let me put that up on my screen because I'm going to forget that.
So does the chat have any
Kick.com,
questions?
the Glare. Yep, hit us with your questions, guys, because we got boots on the ground here to answer everything firsthand for you.
Do I have the ability to share? Because I can go get my tablet and plug it in if I can share.
You do. You got share screen there, haven't you?
Whoa, hold on.
Do you see the share screen button, Miss Mandy?
I do.
All right. I'm sure that he should be able to. If he doesn't, I will make him a mod and see if that changes it.
It won't matter in Restream. It'll just pop up if you're on a phone or something down at the bottom, and you just hit approve share.
Right. Cards and candy. So much stuff. Tom has a bug stack of cards, even one from Mr. and Mrs. Reed's best friends. I forget their name, but the gratitude goes deep in the Reed circle, family and friends. We get that. So 2020 is 8 p.m. Central. And here is the Glarers Kick channel. I probably can't see anything because I'm not signed up yet, but hang on. The Glarers Kick channel. ABC 2020 with the Glera at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Central. And post it and pin it. I didn't even check my spelling either. Hope I got that right. There you go, guys. I gotta do the sign up thing first. So
when he shares it, it'll pop up down at the bottom like a little screen, and you'll have to hit it to approve it, or Kevin will.
So that's 9 p.m. Eastern, is it? I don't know. I haven't done my time conversion. Ozzy, how much more money do you pay Supermod than me? A lot. I pay him extra so I can whip him occasionally.
Kevin, I said a screen's going to pop up down at the bottom here in just a minute. When Tom gets it shared, you just need to tap it to approve it to get it to come up on the screen. So
he's not that super. He's not that super. I am.
He's not super duper. He's just super.
He's just super because he's like got a million hands. But it's only me that can do that in Restream, yeah. Because I don't have a paid account, I couldn't do the team thing. But when Tommy,
we'll talk, Ozzy. I'll put you on my StreamYard.
Well, yeah. If we do any of this group stuff, we'll do it on yours, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll just put you on my StreamYard so you can stream.
I think strike while the iron's hot.
Hey, guess who's here? It's Kurt.
Hello, how are you?
Oh,
Kurt, how's it going?
Can you hear me? Good. I've got an emergency margarita in celebration. How are you guys doing?
A margarita, good one. Okay, Kurt, this is above you is Miss Mandy. She's now
met.
We've met.
Oh, you know Miss Mandy. Oh, God,
I work for her.
She's your mod. Over the left here is Tom CPU, Boots on the Ground, which you would have seen his stream since trial 1.0.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
So what do you think?
And you know Aussie Insider.
Well, I'm quite happy with the resolution of the whole thing. And I'm quite happy that sentencing was done summarily and with the standard, and that we don't have to worry about that issue. And I'm happy that that appears to be over and done, and very happy for Miss Reed, and very happy the jury eventually came to the right decision, and want to know why it took them about 19 hours and 55 minutes longer than it should have. But other than that, I'm good.
Right, should have happened last trial in my book. Can you explain to us what you mean by sentencing being done summarily, please?
Well, I just meant it was. I maybe summarily is technically the wrong word. It was just done instantly. I suppose is better. They just did it like they didn't have a separate sentencing hearing, so they just did it
Right,
immediately.
That wasn't obvious because we were all busy jumping out of our skins, running around naked. So, can you just explain what did happen there?
Yeah, sure.
So
So
there
the
is no
judge said,
sentencing hearing. Sorry.
no, it was done instantly. The judge said, "Do you guys want to have a sentencing hearing next week?" Brennan said, "Now's good," and the defense is like, "Okay." And then they had a sidebar, and the prosecutor and Brennan said, "A year's probation and the 24D, which is some sort of program that pre-exists. It's a thing
Drink
that
driving
exists,
program.
whatever."
Yeah.
And so Bev said, "Just the standard thing we normally give in the first DUI," and Brennan's like, "Yep." And the defense like, "We just want you to treat her the same." And the judge is like, "Yeah, I'm cool with that." And so done. And that was the end of that. So sentencing hearing
Wow.
took about 20 seconds.
Nice. Well, that's why it flew past all of us. Sorry, Tommy.
I have a question for Kurt. What I still don't understand. What's the deal with this? The jury came to a verdict and then gave it to her, and then they changed their mind, or someone changed their mind and knocked on the door and said, "Forget it, throw that one away," and then this came back. What was in the first one, and what happens to it now?
Who can say what happens to the first one? As to what happens, I don't think anyone cares, to be quite honest, at this point. But it's sealed and put in the record. Like it doesn't matter. I mean, as a matter of law, the jury has the right to change their, or any juror has the right to change their verdict up until it's accepted by the court. And so if they do like individual polling, they poll the jury. The common question is like, is this and does it remain your verdict? So like, until the juror says yes or no, they have the right to change their mind. So there's nothing special about that. I don't know how many last second changes there are, but it's legal. I mean, a verdict isn't final till it's final, as they say. So
What happens
until
to it though?
It's sealed. It's sealed and it's just put in the record in case anyone cares. Which no one will ever care. No one will care under any circumstance. The real reason to do it is just to show the tracing of it, because there's only one official verdict form, right? There's only one that's printed off for the jury,
Right.
And so the reason to do it is to have the one that was given that was spoiled. It's like a spoiled ballot, the same kind of thing. And how states deal with a spoiled ballot. It's a lot of jurisdictions, when there's a spoiled ballot, they put it in an envelope somewhere and just so that they have a record of every ballot that was issued. So that's basically the same thing.
Okay, I get
Well,
it.
thanks for answering those questions, because we were curious about all of that. Nobody was really filling us in, so it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
So was there anything else that happened? Well, actually yesterday, so just questions about yesterday, there was the jury had asked 3 questions, or technically 4, but she held one off. What was that about?
Well, based on context, it seems to me that the 4th question was presented to the counsel before the lunch break, because the 4th question appeared to contemplate new instructions or new jury instructions. And so what I think happened, and based on context, is that she presented the question to the jury, presented the question to the counsel, and they're like, "We want more time to respond." And since the lunch break was already upon them anyway, she's like, "Okay, fine, no problem. I'll give you to, end of lunch so you have more time." And the other 3, they were able to deal with right away. So what I'm inferring is that all 4 were presented at the same time to counsel. They're like, "We want more time." Only one. It's like, "Fine, I'll hold it." The other 3 were presented and then read on the record, and then there was the lunch break, and then they went away and contemplated what exciting jury instructions they wanted. And then when they came back, she then read it onto the record. And so, that's what I think happened based on context.
Right.
Best guess.
I think that sounds right, to be honest. We were all confused and no one was giving us any feedback. We watch all of you guys to get that feedback and no one was giving it. So what it is, it's CWOF ruling means she gets a year probation with 24D disposition, means she has to attend OUI classes, usually 16 weeks long, once per week. she will still have fines to pay that are standard. What
that sounds
happens
right.
to a car? What happens to a car? They completely destroy the fucking car.
Her
Well, she
sister
can-
made a statement on X about that. They told her she could get it back today, but that they did not have to put it back together.
Yeah, that's right.
Lord.
Yeah, so
Right.
you're entitled to your Lexus. You can have it back.
It's a lease. It's a freaking lease that she's been paying on from the time of the
Okay,
accident
what-
until today. And she got to keep
What
insurance.
happens?
Yeah.
What happens with
And
that
she's-
lease? She
insurance.
got any insurance that covers her? Like they completely
That-
destroy
There's
that car.
got to be a clause in there. There's got to be a clause where if it gets seized in the third party, that it's not your person.
I'm just gonna assume that she's hosed and that she's on the hook for whatever is what I'm gonna assume.
Body in the snow clause.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so she owes money. She owes money, but that is the least of her problems.
True.
All right,
What-
so
what
you're
now? What
saying
do
the
you-
insurance won't cover it? Is that what you're saying?
That's my basic assumption. Obviously, there could be some special provision in a lease or whatever, but I'm going to assume that she's on the hook for it. That's my best
How
guess.
the hell did Amber Heard get her insurance to cover her? Wasn't that household insurance that covered her for getting sued or something?
That's separate.
Well,
It's a different thing, I guess.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. First of all,
Personal
it's a different kind of insurance, and second of all, there's political aspect to that, which also is a thing. So that's partially it. So
Because the other thing is, someone bought another Lexus for them to crash it up with the
Yes.
with the crash test.
What happens to that? That's a great question.
Aperture
What
has a Lexus they'd like to sell you. Arca has a Lexus they'd like to sell you. Many Lexuses are available.
Who
I
bought
say she
that
holds out. Wait till
Lexus?
the market softens a little bit. Hear the-
The
Obviously,
Aperture
the
one comes
state-
with free blue paint.
Obviously,
go.
the state bought the Lexus for Aperture, but who bought the Lexus for Arca? Surely they didn't.
Well, Karen Reed, effectively, yeah.
Well, effectively,
they're-
we
they're-
did because we all paid for as much as we could, pretty much.
Yes, we are all now shareholders in a Lexus. I get my 3 minutes next week. How about you guys?
Yeah, there we go. That works.
I actually didn't do any specific fundraising, but I did share the link out to make sure that my viewers had the link to go donate whenever they wanted to. Unfortunately for Australia, though, we were locked out of the link. A lot of us had to use her Cash App.
Yeah, I remember that. Do you realize that she raised $1 million all with like 25, 15, $5 donations? That's a
So
lot.
only like $4 million to go.
Yeah, no doubt, huh?
Exactly.
$1 million out of the crowd. That's.
I mean,
amazing.
these lawyers are at the top of their game. They're probably charging like the lawyer charges like $2,000 an estimate. It's like I'm conservatively estimating $5,000 an hour collectively just for the legal assistance. $5,000 an hour for every single hour these people are working on this case. Yeah, that adds up real fast.
Blinking.
That means an 8-hour day. That's $40,000 every single day.
Unless
I
he
think
is
the
volunteering.
I think the point where Judge Bev started destroying reputations, it became personal, and all bets were off as far as billing. They were just doing it for the sake of saving the reputations after that. So I know Alessi was doing pro bono. I'm pretty sure the other, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, Martin Weinberg, I think he was doing pro bono. But I think that Alan Jackson, it turned personal for him when Bev started going after his reputation. I don't know that he was billing after that point.
I don't know. I can't speak to their financial arrangements, so that's between them.
It is. I got a question for you, Kurt. If Yannetti hadn't suggested putting the OUI in there, do you think we would have been looking at a hung jury again? Do you think
I don't
that's
know the
the
answer
thing
to
that
that.
saved her?
I don't know the answer to that question, and I'm not really willing to infer anything at this time based on the notes. I don't know what the problems were or where the issue was. Like, I don't know if, like, there were 11 people who, at the end, like, there were 11 people who were ready to vote guilty on DUI, but one person was like, no, I want to vote no across the board, and I won't do it. Or in the alternative, maybe 11 people were ready to vote guilty on the DUI, but there was one person who's like, no, I want to vote manslaughter. It's So like I don't know where the holdouts were. I don't know how many of them were. Like, was it one person,
Well,
two
I
people, three
wasn't.
people? Like I don't know the answers to these
Right.
questions.
Yeah, we don't
I
know none of
wasn't
that yet.
necessarily concerned with this jury. I was concerned with the difference between the two juries, because the last jury didn't get a split the baby option, whereas this jury did get a split the baby option. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
I
So
feel like
by
that.
them convicting her on that one little thing is better than the rest of the whole smash.
I think they had it. It just wasn't clear on the form.
No, they didn't
Oh, well,
have it.
not for straight DUI. I mean, that was not on the form. No.
No, the
It wasn't an
defense
option.
wanted that on.
Yeah, that's what they wanted added. Yeah, and they got it, and they're there.
Do
And
you
then they
think
wanted
that
they wanted it opened up too, because like they asked like what the time frame for the DWI is, and Brennan had the right answer. The time frame for the DWI would be the time of the manslaughter, because it's a lesser included. So assuming that the state's theory is that the manslaughter occurred at 12:40 in the morning, then the DUI has to be 12:40 in the morning because it's a lesser included. So
But they
Brennan was
didn't
right.
put it in the They didn't put it in the indictment, though.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It flows logically from the parent. The child inherits the parent.
Yeah.
Right.
Only Brian
Well, there you
Higgins
go.
knows the time for sure. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, we don't need to talk about any allegedly while Kurt's on the channel. We'll talk about that when he goes, because he's got a bar license and we don't. So,
I speaking about how do you think that the law community as a whole sees what happened today? They see it as a change in anything, or it just is, it's just a trial that happened and it just happened to cost a lot of money to do a drunk driving case, but that's okay. But does the law community see this as, hey, there's problems and they identified them and they're gonna fix them? Like, do they see it that, or is it because we need the bar associations to help us to do this? You guys are smart ones that can make these laws to fix this stuff so it can't happen, right?
well, it's actually the lawmakers, not so much the bar association.
But get me a good lawyer who can find a way around it. I want the
Tom
you know what I mean?
CPU lives in the area. He was actually at the courthouse when everything was announced today, Kurt.
Cool.
Yeah.
How was that?
Unbelievably electric.
I would imagine.
It was.
I heard the cries from inside the courtroom. It was great.
Yep. It was just I can't. There's no words to put it into words, I guess. But Vinnie Politan and all the other people that from outside couldn't believe the crowds that we had Monday, Tuesday, and then today. They just couldn't believe the crowds.
Yep, I think
I have no problem with the guilty verdict on the DWI. I think there's more than sufficient information. Like from a purely legal posture, I probably would have voted guilty. There's more enough information. The blood draw. I think one of the things that is interesting about the DWI that I've heard in commentary is people don't understand that DWI is like from first principles the same as any other crime. So like they will say things like, well, the cops didn't write a report, like they didn't pull her over, or they didn't do a breathalyzer, or they didn't do a legal blood draw, or they didn't charge her right away. Like DUI from first principles is the same as any other crime. So as long as you're within the statute of limitations of DWI, and for the purposes of this discussion, DWI is a lesser included. So it was always there. That's the conceit, right? As long as they charge within the statute of limitations, in order to convict beyond a reasonable doubt, the government only needs to present evidence, whatever that is, that will convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt. So they don't. I mean, I don't know what the percentages are, but like probably 95% of the time, if not greater, a DWI is they pulled you over, they did a breathalyzer, they did the roadside sobriety test, they did the blood draw, right? So but that's the standard. But I think what people are confusing is they think that that's required, and it's not. It's sufficient, but it's not required. What is required is that they present evidence from whatever sources that can come that will convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt that that is true, and that can be anything. And so there could have never been a blood draw at all. There could have been whatever. And so it's like you know, and the state tried to prove evidence by, you know, counting drinks. They had eyewitness testimony. They had a blood sample that was done by a hospital. And you're like, well, that's not an accredited lab. I'm like, well, be that as it may, it's still some evidence. It's not nothing. It definitely
not
makes it more
forensic.
probable.
It's
yeah,
not
but it's like, well,
forensic evidence.
She admitted she wouldn't get on the interstate, though. I
yeah,
agree with
and
you,
there's
though.
statements from Karen Reed too on top. So I was like, I would have convicted her of DUI. It's fine.
So here's the problem I have with the DUI is they didn't mention her medical condition. They took out her small intestine because she has colitis. So if I'm led to believe that alcohol, where it absorbs in your small intestine, when she's drinking these drinks and they're not hitting her because they're light, it's a weak pour, she called it, and she was doubling up on them because when she was testing them, drinking them, it wasn't hitting her because it didn't ingest into her small intestine.
Well, as you point out, the jury had no ability to. They had no information relating to that. So
Right.
I obviously couldn't factor it in. So it's not evidence. So what do you want me to do about it, right?
No, I'm just saying I didn't hear anything about that. So if that's the route that the defense was going, they didn't have anything to defend Karen. And
I think the defense was very deliberately trying to make that DUI as open as possible, because when they were asked like what time, the legally correct answer would be the time of the manslaughter. That is the right answer. But they're like, well, it's open, and I think they were trying to make it open. I think they wanted to increase as long as you check box 5, we're happy. So you think the DUI occurred at 12:40? You think it occurred at 5 o'clock? You think it happened yesterday? We don't care. As long as you check box 5, we're happy campers. That was their view. That was what they were going with. They got what they wanted. So I guess mission accomplished.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that they were very deliberately looking at the last trial where the jury had no split the baby, and then this trial they needed to give them that split the baby. I don't believe that either trial there was enough evidence to support the Commonwealth's theory, but they weren't given any other option, and that's what I think. And when you see the example or the sample that they sent through the sample jury form that they submitted, they filed a motion to have something like this and gave an example. I could see what they were saying. They wanted it to be a separate charge, like they wanted counts 1, 2, 3, and then they wanted to add 4 as a separate charge. And then Bev kind of overrode them and stuck it down as a lesser, and that was a bit of an issue.
That's correct. That's correct. It is a lesser included. That was right.
That was,
I mean, you couldn't bring it as a separate charge. It is lesser included. It was correct.
Right. That's why I think it was a smart move, because they gave the jury something to split the baby. Well, it's called a compromise verdict, isn't it, or something in legal terms? So, question from Morel.
What about the Karen Reed's, the O'Keefe's? I mean, the O'Keefe's legal issue they have with Karen. Does this make that a whole huge hill to climb now for them?
No, I mean the suit for wrongful death will continue unabated, I imagine. Okay. It's a different standard. It's obviously preponderance, and so that it has no impact on that one way or another. So the other question
I would have thought they had a stronger case of wrongful death if she was convicted.
It wouldn't have hurt. That's for sure.
Can new evidence come in?
Oh, sure, of course, because it's a completely separate trial. In fact, for that matter, there is no evidence in the civil case. All evidence will have to be presented again, because it's a new case, new jury.
Oh.
So, question from the audience: do you think Karen can drive, or did she lose her license for a certain amount of time? I knew that she couldn't drive all this time that she's been going to court. They had suspended her license, but do we know what's going to happen with that? Any guesses?
I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to that question. It's a state-specific law question about what are the consequences of a first DUI. So I don't know the answer.
I would strongly say that she most likely, seeing where she lives now, she's already gotten used to not having a vehicle. She doesn't need one. She can get around to go do what she needs to do with where she is. Everything's accessible. I don't think she misses not having a car, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so, there is one big piece of evidence in the civil case that will be new. and that is the testimony of Karen Reed, because she no longer has jeopardy.
That's right.
So either side can call her, and she will be forced to testify if either side calls her, because she no longer has jeopardy. Yeah. So there's that.
They have to win it first, don't they? They have to actually get a judge to say, yeah, we're going to hear this first. It hasn't passed that stage, has it?
Oh no, it'll make it past any issues relating to that. There's more than enough on the prima facie to make it past summary judgment or any other issues. Yeah, this is going to proceed to trial in the absence of some settlement. I have no doubt.
Just real quick off subject, Kurt, did you know that Proctor was going to be on 2029?
I did hear that. That's pretty exciting. I'm thinking about if I can find a feed of it somewhere. I'm thinking about streaming it on Discord and then getting really, really drunk as I make fun of Proctor. That sounds fun.
And he's got a tissue. Agenda. In the trailer, he's got like a little tissue in his hand and he's wiping away a tear.
Yeah, no, I definitely want a piece of that. Also, Mr. Proctor, and I say Mr. Proctor very deliberately. If you'd like to join me, I'm more than happy to interview you. I've got questions. Several questions.
You'd be very fair, I think. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Yep, you'd be fair. Absolutely.
Yep. Sure.
Right.
With that.
So, Be in Trouble, I think, is local, and he says that she should get it back pretty much immediately, but they've both stipulated that she has to complete classes first.
And Be in Trouble is the one who did the
not for possession of the Lexus. Whether she can drive it or not is a whole other set of issues, but she can get possession back immediately.
Her license. They were talking about her license.
Fair enough.
Is Be in Trouble the one that did the tail light braking and showed the inside? Okay, yeah. All right.
Colleen, please tell your son I said hello and thank him for helping me pass out those ducks. I had a bunch of ducks yesterday and gave them to a young man, and he helped me pass them out to amongst all the Karen Reed people. Did a great job helping me yesterday, so thank him.
Whoops, Carol M has a question. Uncivil is a lesser included, also including the main charge?
It was in 2.
Well, I don't understand the question. Like, every charge could include a lesser included, if that's the question, because every murder includes assault. So, like, assault is an implicit lesser included.
It was hotly debated whether the main charge of manslaughter, which was charge 002 on the form, was still applicable if they, regardless of what they did with the lessers. That was hotly debated. If they chose the option number 5, which they did, was she still going to be able to be retried for the main charge, manslaughter?
The answer to that question is no. The answer to that question is no. Yeah, this is it. It's done. Because especially to the extent there wasn't any ambiguity, which there really wasn't, but to the extent there was, the new verdict made it clear, because it said, like, if you find not guilty, then proceed below. So the not guilty is implicit in the way it's written. I mean, it was already implicit, but yeah, there's no ability to bring manslaughter. This is it. We're done. And if she were to appeal the DWI, OWI, or whatever they called it, if she were to appeal it, there's no possibility of those other charges coming back. So this is the end of the case. I mean, hypothetically, if she appealed her conviction, hypothetically, she could be putting her sentence in jeopardy, but she wouldn't be facing manslaughter convictions.
I don't think she's going to appeal. That would be pretty stupid.
A message just from Microdots. Justice won't truly be served until Turtle Boy is free of all of his charges. The same discredited and disgraced machine that charged Karen Reed did it to him too, when it's clear now to everyone he was reporting the truth. Over and above whether 100%. He was reporting the truth, they only went after him because they thought they could revoke Karen's bond by going after him and somehow tying him to witness intimidation through Karen. So
exactly,
I agree with Microdots on that note. Did that make more sense to you after you spoke with Turtle Boy, Kurt?
Well, I haven't really dug into the Turtle Boy question in enough depth to know. I've only been very superficially involved. I saw what I think was his initial probable cause hearing, where they talked about defamation for some reason, which made no sense. And I was like, that doesn't really understand. So I don't really want to take a position on his liability because I haven't dived into it enough to know.
Well, not
But,
so
you
much
know,
about the liability. Just the background story was Karen was on a $50,000 dollar bond, and
mhm.
if they could, but part of her conditions were that she was not allowed to have anything to do with any of the witnesses or the victim's family. And the reason they went after Total Boy was because they found out that he was in touch with Karen. So they thought that if we have Total Boy intimidating witnesses, we can have Karen's bond revoked because she's trying to get him to intimidate witnesses. That was the Brendan, when Brennan was going after they tried to hold that court hearing and then the whole tribe turned up. They're trying to have
Sure.
that court hearing without her. That's what
Yeah,
that was
pretty
about.
hilarious. Yeah, does she have the right to appear in a hearing that's filed under her case? That was a fun discussion for some reason. Yeah.
For some
I like that
reason.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
But
Yeah.
that's exactly what that was about. They were trying to tie, so they had to first of all get Total Boy charged with witness intimidation, so they could then tie it to Karen Reed, and then the
I have to
final
go. I'm
outcome
sorry.
would be.
Bye, guys. I'm going to leave it to you professionals.
All right, thank you so much, Mandy.
Thank you, Mandy. It was a nice pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Mandy. Thank you for everything.
We'll reach out to you about the group stream when we get to it.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, so the end product of that would have been that they could revoke Karen's bail. That was the whole point of doing the Total Boy shit.
I think that's a very reasonable conclusion based on what happened, especially with respect to the hearings. Seems like that when they were talking about text messages between Karen Reed and Turtle Boy trying to pierce privilege and all kinds of things. Yeah. I don't know whether or not the motivation was, but I mean, that's certainly a very reasonable conclusion that they were looking for any way they could get to whatever they wanted to be. The whole thing is very, very scummy.
I'm pretty
Very
sure Karen
scummy.
Reed and Aiden didn't set out to pierce the veil of, attorney-client privilege. I'm pretty sure.
No, it was pretty dumb.
The whole thing was, but yet here we are. It happened. It's still going to happen again until we get the people in office out, and that's it. I mean, these people paid. They paid. I don't know how much they paid, but it's got to be the world record amount just to prosecute someone on a DUI charge.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous. And here we are, right? Only in Massachusetts can that happen. And we have another case that, the 24-year-old girl was pregnant with the cop's baby. We assume it was a cop's baby. Now it's someone else's baby, for crying out loud. It's just so much up here. We need help. We need a lot of help. So.
Right.
Yeah, I never want to hear. I grew up in the South. I never want to hear shit about the South ever again. I'll tell you what.
Fair deal. Done deal. I'll shake on that one, my friend. I'm good with that deal. Yep. No, I mean, it's really because, the people that the lady sitting next to me, right? She's saying to the other lady who she's never met before, two strangers, just out as supporters. They're talking about how their daughters could be Karen, and they're not wrong. So these ladies that, they were just all in about it. How do you fix that? You can't until there's another Karen Reed.
No, I mean,
there's another one.
The legal system as a whole has been trying for basically the last 800 years to try to figure out ways to deal with all these issues systemically, right? And so what we've come up with is the best solution that we've come up with. But it's like, human beings are human beings, and this is the problem at the end of the day. It's like human beings are flawed, and how many people does it take? And the answer to that question, whether it's for good or bad, is sometimes surprisingly few. Like, how many people does it take to inspire really good things to happen, revolutions to happen? Sometimes the answer is surprisingly few. And how many people does it take to corrupt things? Sometimes surprisingly few. And we have not figured out a solution to that problem on a systemic level. And I don't think one is necessarily forthcoming. So I'm not sure what to do, but we've done our best. So how do you make human beings not suck?
On the positive side, Tommy, one of your lawmakers from the Massachusetts Senate, or I think whatever you call it, one of your lawmakers has actually taken notice of these witness intimidation charges and how they were abused this time in both Aidan Carney's case and in Karen's case. So the lawmakers are watching. So, and that's how you bring about the change. When you get the attention of the lawmakers, they see they've taken notice of what's going on with the witness intimidation charges, but they're also noticing that you guys are out on the streets protesting. And I would suggest stick with it. Like, I know we've got the final verdict for Karen, and that's not going to be the motivator anymore, but you guys have got the motivation to keep going with this, and you've already got the attention of the lawmakers, and I would say that's the way to go about changing things.
Well, just, I mean, and again, we have to work within the confines of the law. Hence why we need attorneys and people like that to help us. These smarter people that make the laws, that know the ways around the laws, to help us maybe tighten them. Because I mean, I believe that, yeah, there's good in everybody and there's bad in everybody, but we want more good for bad. And police officers should be all about that goodness and sharing that goodness. But
yeah, one of the problems is like the other end of that equation, or the other end of whatever situation we're in now. And that causes people outrage too, because you have those situations like, you have the person who, is obviously 100% guilty, but gets off because of the technicality, right? We call the technicality. And people get outraged by that too. It's like, how can this person who's clearly guilty, and like everyone agrees clearly guilty, like how can it be? And people cry for outrage about that situation. How can we let this person get away with it? It's like, we can't really satisfy both these demands at the same time. It's like, how do we simultaneously guarantee that, the innocent person won't get convicted and the guilty person will? And when the outrageous case happens that the innocent person gets convicted or the guilty person gets free, those both cause outrage, and people demand viscerally, they demand the problem be fixed. And it's like, well, it's going to screw over the other side. And there's no really way to deal with that, unfortunately.
It's almost like a double-edged sword, right? So, like, what side do you want to be cut with? The answer is neither, right?
Yeah.
But you're gonna get cut one way or the other. So, yeah, that's a good way to think about it. That's very interesting. Huh.
Yeah, I find law very interesting, because especially on the common law system, because common law is just the collection of cases. It's like, because we have a precedential system, the way the law has gone developed in our system is just from cases. Every case is a story. And what the law, and people ask, for example, like, why are jury instructions so complicated? Why is law so complicated? Why can't it be simpler? And it's like, well, just imagine that we start with just a really clean line, right? Whatever it is, we just start with a clean line, and this clean line is going to separate the good from the bad. It's like, well, there will be a case, and there has been a case over history where the line is in the wrong place. People are like, we have to adjust the line. And there's another case, the line's in the wrong place, we have to adjust the line. You do that for 800 years, and you wind up with this noise. Yeah. And the reason this exists is not because law is trying to be complicated in the first instance. It's because we're trying to deal with everyone's use cases. And that's what happened. It's like, why can't the law be simpler? Well, because people are not simple. They keep coming up with new ways to break everything. And we keep having to come with things so they won't break things. We've been doing it for 800 years. And they still coming with new ways to break things. So that's our Sisyphean task over here. It sucks.
So pretty much the same here, actually.
I understand that a lot better now. And I guess I'm okay with the guilty person getting off if that means that the innocent person doesn't get convicted.
Yeah, well, the common saying is it's better for 10 guilty men to go free than one innocent person to go to prison. The problem is, in the real world, people don't really believe that.
Right. Well,
one of the things that I found when I was studying international law, it is actually quite different, where our system of law locally in our countries is based on case law, as Kurt explained. People come and break shit, you got new case law to unbreak it or try and fix that problem. But international law is not like that, and that's an example of the alternative, where it's just a freaking free for all, and nobody actually follows any law. So because it's not built on case law.
Yeah, I mean, the entire concept of rule of law is relatively new in grand human history. Like, the ideas of like presumption of innocence, or that maybe the defendant gets to present a case sometimes. Maybe we should do that. I mean, these are relatively new phenomena in human history. So it's like we've come a long way in some ways, but that leads to problems on the other end too.
So now that Karen is found not guilty, can she sue the Commonwealth, or only for the civil rights violations that have to be proven separately?
Yes, that was my next question.
I don't know. That's the question. Yeah, I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because the standard answer is that if you're convicted, you can't sue for the civil rights violation because it's kind of a res judicata collateral estoppel thing. The issue having been decided against you because you were found guilty, you can't then come back around the other side and sue. An issue decided is an issue decided. So normally there's an estoppel problem. I don't know whether or not that's true here because I don't know the extent to which the DUI conviction as a lesser included has a preclusive effect on the civil suit. So I think the answer is there's probably some ground here, but to get an exact answer would require much case law research. I think it's very interesting.
Right. I think that also for her to be able to sue, the prosecution had to end in her favor, and then there was
that's what
no
I'm saying.
probable
Exactly
cause.
right.
Yeah.
And it was
that's what I'm saying.
And that it was bought with malice, but I don't think she can do any of that. Well, the malice part is about all she's got in that group of subset of things. So she's not fully exonerated. She was convicted of the OUI, which is a lesser included under count 002. Technically that's ended in a conviction, so it's not a full acquittal. Right. But there may be a path later, apparently, if they want to overturn the OUI conviction on appeal. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're just going to take that one. I don't think they're going to.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I mean, that would be this. I would be thanking my freaking lucky stars that it's just 12 months probation and a freaking drink driving course.
If that's all it is, sure. I mean, yeah.
But because it didn't end in her favor, if it was a full acquittal across the board. See, this is why I wonder what was in the first envelope. First envelope, because if that was a full acquittal across the board, that would mean that she could sue them. Who talked them out of that and went, no, she can't sue them. Don't let us sue them.
I seriously doubt the jury was sophisticated enough to be making that discussion. I doubt that was the issue.
I didn't think it was going to be the jurors making that. I fully expected. We were expecting the fuckery this time, Kurt. I don't know that you bought into the fuckery last time, but there was definitely fuckery last time with the jury. The fact that people were on X saying this is going to happen tomorrow and that's going to happen tomorrow in the last trial, and then those things actually happened, that's what signaled to us there was fuckery in that jury. But thankfully that wasn't the case this time. So, but that was what I was thinking when that first verdict form came out. I wonder if someone had a word with them that she could actually sue if they didn't find her guilty on something. So there was someone the other day, I forget which state, if I remember off the top of my head, it might have been New York State or maybe California. I can't remember which one now. But when someone just won against the state for malicious prosecution somewhere in one of those states, and I was reading it out to the audience the other day, and it's completely fallen out of my head what that case was. Do you remember what it was, Kevy? But yeah, there was a case where he actually spent 20 years in jail, and then he sued the state, essentially. No, he doesn't remember either. I can't remember what the case was, but that didn't end in his favor. Well, actually it did, because he was overturned. So having it overturned is what ended in his favor. It took 20 years for him to get there.
Wow. So is there a mechanism in place, do you think, that we can petition like the district attorney, if it was a new one, to maybe look into the death of Officer O'Keefe and maybe look at a different direction than where they looked prior?
I mean, you can always write letters and petition the government that way. So I mean, there's always that. So Beyond that, I don't know.
Please.
Going to city council meetings, petitioning your representatives, writing letters to them, keeping the pressure on. But I seriously doubt there would be a problem. Any future attempt to prosecute would be tainted by Karen Read, because Karen Read is automatically like a viable suspect. The state has made every possible effort to prove that she is reasonable. So any defense attorney or any future suspect would be out of their mind not to basically just parry the state's argument. Basically, they've laid out the reasonable doubt for that person. It's just I just copy their argument and make it my own argument because they've basically established reasonable doubt for me. It could have been Karen Read. I'm already there.
Right. Huh.
Thank you, Supermod. John Rivers case, convicted in Illinois for the 1992 murder of Holly Staker, largely based on coerced confessions, exonerated in 2012 after DNA evidence, and his conviction was officially vacated. So that's how it worked in his favor. The conviction was vacated. In 2015, Rivera sued, how do I say that, Waukegan, Waukegan, and Lake County, Illinois, along with private interrogation firm Reed and Associates. Oh, the Reed technique, of course. He ultimately received a $20 million settlement, including $7.5 million from the city of Waukegan, $12 million from Reed Associates. There you go, big settlement. But again, I think that's because it ended up being resolved in his favor, right, Kurt?
Yeah.
Kurt, I have a question. You've obviously seen more judges than the average person, right?
Sure.
How do you see Beverly? You see her at the end of her career, and do you think she's all done with this? You think she's gonna pack her stuff up and go home now?
She's pretty close to mandatory retirement anyway. I think she's like only 2 years away as it is.
Yeah. You think this is the thing that would make her go quicker? This loss, or she doesn't?
I don't know. I think she probably wants to end her career. I would assume that she's just going to stay on the bench for the remaining 2 years that she has and call it a day. That's what I would assume.
Well, okay.
Yeah, she's just going to move along. She's already been rotated out. So we were talking about Bev, weren't we?
Yep.
Or did I accidentally flip on you because I was reading something else?
I'm talking about everything. This is cool.
Right. If you're talking about Bev, yeah, she already rotated out. She's going to finish up what she was doing. The only thing I thought of was that, someone like DA Morrissey gets replaced and then her position, someone else gets put in her position. But I don't think that's going to happen. So
does she have to disclose this when she fills out a job application? Is this one of the things that they ask for? I don't
think
like in the financial district, that they have to be bonded, I think, and they have to do a background check on you. She worked Karen worked in finance.
Oh, Karen.
Yeah. Karen,
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know if I have the financial regulations well enough to answer that question.
Okay. Just a thought, because I know in order to be bonded, you got to be like crystal clean and stuff like that. And I didn't know if this was enough to make that.
I find it difficult to believe there aren't people with bonds that have DUIs. That strikes me as unlikely. DUIs are known to the profession, and they're known to lawyers in particular. Lawyers have something like a 3-time incident rate for alcohol issues. So I think there's probably people with bonds that have DUIs, I would imagine.
So this is a question, I think it's a question. Can Karen sue for deprivation of rights under color of law? Proctor.
I don't know. It's the same question. I don't know.
Yeah, my first initial sort of research of it falls under 42 USC section 1983.
That's the baby. That's the one.
I think it has caveats that would be she would have to prove that he fabricated evidence, withheld exculpatory data, targeted her on bias. I think that bit she can prove straight up because he's already been fired for it, or a coordinated cover up. If they can do that, then
those are all problems. But the bigger immediate problem is for me, what is the preclusive effect of the DUI conviction? That's the question I don't know the answer to. So without the preclusive effect of the DUI, I can just do a standard 1983 analysis, and I can tell you all the reasons it's difficult anyway. The question I don't know the answer to is what is the preclusive effect of the DUI conviction? Does that serve as a barrier that just kills her completely out of the gate? And I'm not sure.
I don't think it
Because
does. Looking at this, if she got it overturned, then it would be especially if she got it overturned, she would have a stronger grounds. But I don't think it's it's an exclusionary where it would be under suing the state. But I don't think it is for him personally. It's just a stronger case if she could get it overturned.
I don't know. I don't want to opine on a turn. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they get deep pockets. That's what you're supposed to go after, right? Whoever's got the deepest pockets, sue them.
Yeah.
Yeah, to some degree.
I personally would give it a shot, just because it's not exclusionary, that it's not found in her favor, where it is in the other case suing the state. So he blew his qualified immunity. He blew his qualified immunity when he wrote those texts, basically. Well, when he got fired, I guess the final thing, he blew his qualified immunity when he got fired for all of that bias. So, but anyway, do we have any more questions for Kurt? Do you have anything to wrap up with, Kurt?
Not in particular. I think all things being considered, it's a good day, kind of no matter what happens. I think that justice was done. I think from first principles, it's a lot easier to get to a DUI conviction. You just have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she was drunk, whenever. And I think there's enough evidence to draw that conclusion. So I don't really have a problem with it from first principles. I'm happy that this is over.
Sorry. I think she has
just
a plate full with the civil suit afterwards. So I don't think any of this really makes any difference, to be honest. But thank you for asking.
So, and then I'm going to just try to see if I can find a feed somewhere online where I can watch this 2020 interview and perhaps stream it on my Discord, because that sounds like fun.
All right. So who is streaming it is the Glairer, and he's going to be streaming it on Kick. So it's kick.com/the Glairer. I'm pretty sure I have that pinned. Yes, I do. I have it pinned in the chat there. If you want to restream his, and if you do all of that, how about you invite me? I am on Discord, or get Mandy to invite me, and I'll come watch with yous and stream it to my channel.
Sounds fun. All right, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Could you make sure to send me the link for the Kick on the Discord as well, please?
Sure, I'll do that on
Thanks.
Discord.
For sure.
Yep.
All right, let me let you go for now.
Listen, it's an honor to meet you. I've been watching you for a long time, so I'm like fan guy in here or something. But
I appreciate that.
I love how you see the law, and it's you always just make me see it just a little different. That's always just seems to be right. So
then I must be doing something right.
Enjoy the night. Thank you for your time. Thanks, bud.
Thank you for joining us and answering all our questions, Kurt. Much appreciated.
Yes, no problem. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Oh, that was cool. Whoa.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So if I do this while I'm remembering to do it, send this over to someone. I do have Kurt. Yes, I do. Let me just send this over to Kurt, since I have him here somewhere. There we go. Because you don't share a server with the recipient. Okay. I actually left Kurt's server. Let me find Mandy. Miss Mandy. Here's the Kick link for Kurt. Okay. So, Tommy, what have you got to add to everything?
I'm still kind of decompressing, to be honest with you. I haven't really cried yet. I haven't really done anything. I got home. I got into my pajamas. I had a little bit of dinner. I thought I was hungrier than I was, but I mean, tomorrow with me and Mike, I'm gonna do our show, and I got hours and hours and hours of video, and I have Oh, Aussie, I have so many pictures and photos of people with Nan was hanging out yesterday with us, just the people in the crowds and just
Right, you
awesome
wanted to
people.
do that before Kurt joined us. You wanted to share a few of them, didn't you?
I can't even open the file, it's too big.
Oh, bugger. Well,
I'm not
we'll
even
keep an
playing with
eye
it
out.
yet. My eyes are ready
We'll,
to cross. It's been a long 3 days because after court yesterday, I went to Nacho Night. Now, get this, Nacho Night is at a restaurant that's like an hour north of Boston. So, where we're at is like level with Boston. So, an hour
yep.
north is where they had it. And they have the best nachos, and the people there are absolutely amazing. My life is different now that I went to Nacho Night last night. It's just there's a different type of love in different places, and the love that they have up there is different, and it's tangible. They raised like almost $2,000, and they did a 2020, and one lady won $1,200, and they raised 2,000 for Karen on top of that in like 2 hours. It was amazing. The whole entire restaurant was just Karen Reed people. The most magical thing I've seen in a long time. And then I got home last night, and I didn't get to sleep till God only knows late. And then I was up again this morning, and it's like Groundhog Day, just doing it over on repeat, just doing it all again. And I haven't even decompressed from today, so I don't know how to answer that question, if that makes sense.
I literally have not decompressed myself. I was up at I think 2 or 2:30 or something, tuned in to what was going on, and then by 3:30, Bev was pulling the maybe we got a verdict, maybe we don't.
Yeah,
uh, and so we were doing a double take, and before we even finished doing our double take, we had a verdict. So yeah, I sort of feel a little bit I feel a little bit the same. My head's all over the place. So it's been good to have everybody here to talk through some of it and ask questions and to distract my brain from being completely lost.
absolutely agree. And again, like I'm able to see Kurt, and I'm able to at least get a message to be in trouble to say, dude, thank you so much. And you showed people the reasons why the tail light couldn't have been broken the way that they're saying it is. So, like, I wouldn't have been able to say that to him. So, and the other
Nice.
lady, the other,
Miss
I could,
Mandy. Oh,
I
Jenny.
wouldn't have been able to see her either. So, I mean,
Right.
everything kind of works out the way it works out, and things just work out in a good way today for every one of us. So,
They do.
we
I'm
all got
going
to
to
say our
try.
prayers tonight.
I'm going to try and get all of the mashup lawyers on here at some stage to have a meet and greet with everybody.
That would be
Um,
awesome. Awesome.
yeah, yeah, and I've still got some mashups to make yet. So there's going to be some new lawyers who covered the case at the last minute that I'll be throwing into the mashups. And I think that I can probably swing a couple of them to drop by and say hello. So that will all be coming up. I just didn't have the time to organize it all today, and I didn't have the headspace to get into
Tell me,
organization mode.
tell me about it. I went last night to go through my pictures, and I fell asleep with the tablet in my hand.
Right.
Like you know, you wake up and then you put it aside, but like there's not enough time to do anything that you need to get done. It just isn't.
Right, right.
So
Well, I apologize for not getting your question up quickly enough, Luke. I don't know that Kurt would have had an opinion about that anyway. Like I said, he's a barred lawyer. He's probably not
he's pretty
supposed to have opinions.
straight down the line. He is. He's great.
Right. Well, that was an expression. We didn't literally, but that's how excited we were about the whole thing. Like, that was actually Michelle's expression. She's like, I don't know how you all didn't just strip down naked and run around with your heads
So
loose.
Corn Pop says, I don't think there was enough evidence, and no one could prove that she didn't drink after. No, you're 100% correct, right? And yet they charged her with an OUI because they got her blood. They took her blood at the hospital, and they made it come out to whatever. We can go, Aussie, we can go on and on about that, right?
Right. I would be taking what we got. I would be taking what we got because it's a whole lot better than life in prison.
Exactly, but just the OUI, the math they use to extrapolate the numbers. We've been down that one already. That's a hard no. So, you
Right.
know,
You have to be prepared to argue it and
so
put your
okay,
current
there wasn't right. There
line.
wasn't enough evidence to prove that she didn't drink after, because she could have drank when she got home. We don't know, and we don't know what time she drove, and they didn't really give us enough evidence that she drank all them 9 drinks.
And
But
it wasn't a whole blood extrapolation.
it's either say, okay, I drank that night and drove, or well, we go back to talking about murder. You want them to talk about the drunk driving. You don't want them to talk about the murder stuff, and that's exactly what happened. Not that she didn't do it. That's not a discussion. That's she didn't. She couldn't have. They proved it. It's just not a discussion we want to have. We want to have the OUI discussion, because that's the one that, hey, it's questionable, and if anything.
Yeah, I agree. It's questionable, but I would, if I was in Karen's shoes, I wouldn't be
Take it.
arguing it.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Thank you, sir. I'll do my 12 months probation and 24-hour
Exactly.
24D, whatever the fuck it is, and move on. So if I was the Reeds, I'd be moving out of Massachusetts. I'd be saying, fuck this state and their fucked up laws and their fucked up judges, and I'd be moving to another state.
There's a lady from Texas who said it wasn't any better, except the people in Texas have guns, so they shoot. And that's all she said to me, and she wasn't happy. Corn
And
pop.
you know what? We're the same in Australia. I've seen people
just-
railroaded like this in Australia. You know, my son was one of them. You know, all he
Listen,
did-
you don't want to shoot. You don't want lead coming at you. Don't go on people's land. It's real easy to figure out. First couple
Yeah,
rounds, you usually miss. After 2, they start getting closer. You run. Right here, it may not be able, but if I
You don't even
suggest
have that conversation anymore. I'm going to cut you short, Tommy, because my laptop's about to fucking die. It
okay.
is cooking on the highest temperature I've had for a while.
Aussie, thank you, and thank you, your entire chat. Thank everybody here. We did it as a group together,
We all
all
did
of
it.
us. The power of the world.
Sammy
Sleep well,
wants
you
an
guys did
autograph.
good. Sammy wants what?
Sammy wants your autograph.
Yeah, she ain't getting it. Not today.
And Kevy wants to say hooray. Whoop, that's Michelle. Wrong button. That's Kevy. They want to say hooray to you.
Hey, Tommy, how's it going on?
Good. Thank you, Kev.
Thanks for the entertainment earlier on today. It was enjoyable.
My pleasure. It's the least I can do. Thank you for watching.
You were 100% in the right, by the way. But I'll leave it there.
Oh,
Yeah,
me.
we'll leave it there. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. But either way, me and Mike appreciate every one of you guys that watch us. We really do. We don't take you guys for granted. So it's, again, look what you did today. You got this poor little girl off the hook. Good job, man. I did it too. You did it. Michelle did it. Aussie did it.
Oh, I didn't do anything, Tommy. You did.
You watched.
Awesome.
By watching, you did the most powerful thing. You voted with the remote control. You voted with that.
Yeah, little by little, I suppose.
It all works out.
Would be nice to be there.
Yep. So, all right, everybody. I love you all. Please give Aussie a like and a thumbs up here on the stream, and like and subscribe to her. And Aussie, I'm deeply appreciative of you inviting me up here tonight. And
thank you for joining us. And everybody go sub to Tommy's channel. It's Tom CPU or Seeking Justice with Tommy and Mike. If you just look up Seeking Justice, it should pop up in your search bar. And thanks so much for sharing your insights with us today.
My pleasure.
Again, and I will be back on your channel as soon as I'm awake at your hour again.
We'll figure out something in the middle, I promise. Make it easy for both of us.
Yep. All right. Thanks so much.
Love you, everybody. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Tommy.
Bye, guys.
Get some rest.
Yep, definitely.
Ciao.
He's gone. I just wanted to give a shout out to two of his mods there that were in the chat tonight, Sammy and Shelby.
Nice. Sammy
Two
and
cracking
Shelby
mods.
say what? Tommy's mods. Thank you for popping in, guys. Much appreciated. And they say you're a nice guy. Good on you, Sammy. All right. So yeah, before my computer actually freaking dies on us, I'm going to play not that. I'm going to play our outro. And thank you so much, Michelle and Kev, for joining us.
No, thank you, Ozzy, for all your streams. And I'm going to cry now, so I can't talk.
Don't cry. Don't cry now.
Do you want to see that clip before you go?
I don't know. I don't have enough oomph left. I'm about to cook.
Right,
but we'll open
right.
with it. Let's open with it on the next stream, yeah?
Yeah, okay. All right.
All right. Michelle put some clips together and Kev put some music to it. So we will open the next stream with it. We're going to go now, guys. We'll see you all. Hopefully, if my laptop doesn't end up back at the friggin' shop, because it seems like it's gonna. But anyway, fingers crossed. See you all.
Occasionally you're stealing love, living in a world where we shout. Lockdown, she cries for release. Hopes buried, but she won't cease. Chains clatter against broken dreams. Blood and tears in repressive streams. Struggle burning in her eyes. Justice cries while freedom tries. Free Karen Reed, sound the alarm bell. Fight the fight, the race on hell. Free Karen Reed, break the chains now. She won't rest till she's free somehow. Crowds gather in the midnight heat. Voices rising in the dirty street. No more silence, freedom's plea. Hands united for Karen's decree. See what bar shadows ain't our home. This fight ain't one she'll do alone. Echoes ring as we lift her name. Victory kiss and the lips of flame. Free Karen Lee, sound the alarm bell. Fight the fight, gonna race on hell. Free Karen Lee, break the chains now. She won't rest till she's free somehow. Free Karen Lee. Crowds gather in the midnight heat. Voices rising in the dirty street. No more silence, freedom's plea. Hands united for Karen's decree.